Hallelujah, hallelujah. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Yeah. All about that spiritual war. Oh, yeah. Shalom, family. Shalom. Climb on in. Y'all know how we do bumping a little music. That topic. History of Israelite strangers and heathens, part 4. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that lit up, man. That go cold right there. And then the frankincense and myrrh should be What that frankincense and myrrh is. Get that lit up too. In my four-cornered room. Shalom, family. Shalom, shalom. All praise.
I knew we met each other this morning for a reason.
The like button, hit the share button.
Thinking, talking, we've worked out our problems.
Go with some more history today. The Bible precept itself.
Look like we should have better days in front.
Mina J!
Just because we took our time to think and talk. For a much better understanding.
Go to the share. Yeah, go to the share post for the Coming down out there in the STL, ain't it, boy? It's raining all day. Sister Diana. Yes, I sit up in my four-cornered room. Y'all know nothing about that. That's that music group War from the 1970s. One of my favorite songs. I ain't gonna lie to you. Good meditation music right there. I wasn't even born in the 70s. But y'all, 3 of y'all over there with me.
You know what? It means
like your headline said anything.
Yeah,
I can't talk. I'm following the challenge too, brother. Shalom, shalom, my family. I see y'all climbing on up in there.
I survived, man. You know what I'm saying? I survived. All praise.
That's what it's all about.
Wounds hard.
Especially when my mouth is. I can't fight a lick, so, you know, I was fortunate.
What y'all want me to play some skinny jean music or something? That's before your time. Yeah, way before my time. I'm an early 80s baby. It's all good.
As we sit here in my four-cornered room, I can feel all your deepest emotions. I know I can't talk right, but I feel it from the depths of my soul. Oh yeah. I can understand where you're coming from. Y'all coming from my four-cornered room. Yeah. Oh.
Mama Maggie in the building. I see y'all.
That four-cornered
room, baby. So I left. Yeah. I like the way that goes. So the Israelites, man.
Glad to be up out that rain.
Yeah, man, the rain all day in the STL, boy.
Yeah. I figured, you know what I'm saying, I used to do stuff in the rain, you know what I'm saying, as children. So might as well be with my brothers. Get some suckers.
It's the rain. We have to get that field back up and lit one day. All right, y'all. See y'all up in here. Let me shout y'all out real quick. If we can be heard. If we can be heard, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. If we can be heard, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. Y'all see the title. Israelite Strangers and Heathens, Part 4. You said what?
I was asking, y'all couldn't get this stand since you got the Bible over there.
Pardon me?
Nah, y'all all good, man. Just roll with it. All right, that's what's up. All praises. Shout some of y'all out. What y'all, who all up in this deal? See you all up in this chat. See y'all with us for the night. Well, thank y'all for all y'all prayers and y'all support. Shamakaya, the rib of my Akmahara call in the building, all praises. Yesor, Eleazar, shalom, shalom. My sister Tony Grady, what's the word? Shalom. RJ Yacob, shalom. Solomon McFadden, shalom, Hebrew.
Shalom, family.
How you and the fam doing out there? Denise Monroe, shalom. BTS Records label, shalom. Mama Maggie, you know what time it is, mama. You know what time it is. I heard you about to be another grandmama again. All praises. All praises for the increase. My sister Reza, y'all bless, shalom. Shalom. Mina J, my sister. Army of Israel headquarters. My horror call, he ain't on the other side of town. He on the other side of the room.
Right over there.
Right over there.
That's right.
All right, black like the Messiah. All praises. My sister Diana. Shalom. Simply J in the building. All right, Christina Irby. Brent Blake. Fourth Tribe, Kanya, Yahawada, Shalom. No, that's a Shebrew, I believe. That's my sister Kanya, I believe. Be going hard on heathens. Well, you get some of these sisters riled up. It's a wrap for thou. Okay, Yehuda Gur, Shalom. It's all good, all good. I see everybody. Dred Chapman, Shalom. Jasmine A. Gift from God, Shalom. Okay. Y'all in the building today. Poppy.
My sister.
My sister.
Shoe.
My sister.
No, it's not shoe, it's shoes.
Poppy shoes, huh? It is my sister Kanye. You know what, Mally. Yeah, for sure. OM Dub, Watchman Baruch Caleb. We here. All praises. Yeah, y'all, we're gonna go through Romans chapter 9 through 11. Y'all willing today. We're gonna precept this thing on down and see if we are talking about actual heathens that are going to be slaves and servants in the kingdom, or are we talking about scattered, uncircumcised Israelites who the Messiah died for so the nation can be risen back up and take our rightful place in this earth. A lot of people are looking at the prophecy out of order. The 12 tribes must be gathered and restored as a power in this earth before the heathens cleave. You understand? And be had as servants, slaves, and handmaids in the kingdom. That's just the proper order of things. You dig? So a lot of people get mad in this hour, but it ain't to shoot no shots. It's just simply to rightly divide the scripture. Either we are talking about a gathering of a whole bunch of heathens from Norway, or we're talking about the gathering of the circumcised and uncircumcised Israelites who the Messiah died for. That way we would be one nation in his hand, one stick in his hand again, grafted together. One nation, because if we're split, we're not one nation, we're separate nations. And that's witnessed in the law, Israelite strangers in the law, Leviticus 25:35, Exodus 2:21-22, Genesis 35:10-11. Jacob was said to be, he was going to be a company of nations. You look that word nation up, it says Goyim, Gentile. Also Isaiah 11:10-14. So we're going to breeze over some of those again too. That way we can rightly divide this thing, man. And again, it's just the truth is what we're dealing with. All right, just the truth. So a lot of people get caught up in Romans 9, Romans 10, and Romans 11 because they're not really looking at this thing from a historical standpoint, a contextual standpoint, and rightly dividing everything. I also want to say shalom to my Gideon, not Gaza Strip Gideon, one of our local brothers. Well, this is a local brother, but my brother Gideon, who just came through and set in. Originally from what? Cleveland. but reside in the STL now. You dig? Hey, welcome, brother. You're welcome anytime.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah,
unifying our brothers.
That's right. That's right. All right. So all praise and glory. Now, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna get this prayer off. How we were instructed to pray in Matthew the 6th chapter. His disciples asked him, "Teach us how to pray." So they pray what's called the prayer of Yah or the prayer of Yahweh. We're gonna read it in Hebrew, then we're gonna read it in English, and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. And if y'all been following us a little taste, you see, we also do our prayers according to the times in Israel as well. So, you know, around 10 o'clock our time, if we was living in Israel, it'd be 6 in the morning. You'd be just getting up, thanking the Most High. So we praying on one accord with brothers in the land as well. You know what I'm saying? So we got those prayer schedules as well. Ever since we've been doing that, it's been a lot of jewels, been dropping a lot of blessings. You dig? So let's go ahead and get on up. Jerusalem is that way toward the corner. We're going to say Yahweh's prayer in the Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Then we're going to read it in the English. Well, you all right there, boy? All right, man. Don't be drifting off looking at gospel singers today, man. Right. Going off. You know it? Going off, son. All right, so what we going to do? Y'all repeat after me if y'all know what I'm saying. If not, just hold it in your spirit. And then we're going to get it in English as well for those that don't know the Hebrew or the Hebrew tongue. It's all good. We're here to tarry for our brothers and sisters. How we looking? Everybody good? All right, let's get it. Abinu, Shabbat Shemayim, Yi Kadesh, Shimka, Tabo, Malkuteka, Yea I say, Ratzonka, Kabashamayim, Cain, Baaret, Etlakem, Kukenu, Tain Lanu, Hayom, Uslak Lanu, All, Kataenu, Kamo, Shel Sokin, Gam, Anaknu, Lakotin, Lanu, Wa'al, Tabienu, Lide, Nisayo, Ki, In, Kotsenu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamam Laka, Wahab Burak, Wahati Beret, Laome, Olami, Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, praise the mighty Yah. That's right. Let's get it in English. Our Father, in heaven, holy is your name. May your kingdom come, and your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we also have forgiven those who sinned against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. That's right. Let's get it. Our praises, glory, and honor to the Most High, only creator and possessor of all things. Long live his anointed, beloved Son. Long live the King. In the heart and minds of the faithful elect. Another chop session right back at it. Honor and humility, Melchizedek Ministries. I'm your brother, Malachi Maccabee. To my right, I got my aunt.
Nehemiah ben Israel, Shalom.
To my left, I got my aunt.
Yakanan Eleazar.
That's right. And we going over part 4 of Israelite strangers. You understand? And heathens. And it's important for us to understand this. That way we can properly navigate through the scripture. The Most High tells us all throughout the scripture, man, that we are above all people. You only have I known. Matter of fact, let me get some of them scriptures real quick. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Give me Amos 3 and 1. I need Psalm 148 and 14. That's a good one too. Exodus 11 and 7. All these scriptures that actually says that Israel is the chosen nation above all nations. Above, not equal to or not beneath, above. So by the time we get all the way over to Galatians, and you see Paul saying there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek. There's no difference between the Jew or the Greek. Is he contradicting all these scriptures that clearly state that there is a difference? Give me Exodus 11 first. Exodus 11 and 7. Exodus 11 and 7. Is the scripture contradicting? Because all throughout the scriptures, it go into how we actually are people above all the nations, how we are the apple of his eye. You know, like all these scriptures are in the scripture. So what is Paul saying when we get to Galatians and all these other scriptures where there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek? Either he's null and void in all the scriptures before him, or he's saying something we just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be able to rightly divide this thing, man. You can't just, you understand, like we read certain scriptures and you think of Galatia today or Corinth and you think, okay, well, it's a whole bunch of so-called Europeans living over there, and you don't historically go into it or even scripturally go into it and look and say, hold on, Israelites were scattered all throughout that deal. You feel me? The circumcision and uncircumcision, because they had synagogues established and everything. So we got to be able to rightly divide this thing, man. Again, either Paul is saying what we about to read in Exodus 11, or we about to read in Deuteronomy 7, Psalm 148 and 14, Amos 3 and 1. Either he's saying all them scriptures are null and void. They don't mean that. Or he's simply saying something that we have not grown to understand. You feel me? Now, there wouldn't be a difference between the Jew and the Greek if both of them by bloodline are Israelites. You feel me? Now that's if now it's starting to make sense then. Oh, okay, because you think you're a Gentile, you think you're a Greek. You know, but we're gonna let the scriptures speak for themselves. Again, we got scriptures on Israelites in the law being considered Gentiles or strangers. We got Israelites in the prophecies considered Gentiles or strangers. You feel me? So, I mean, from the Old and New Testament, we even got the letters of Pontius Pilate. We've been hitting that every series. He even talked about the foreign Jews that would leave Jerusalem after high holy days and go back to Greece and Asia. And even look, that's even historically speaking. And we was already on this before we even read a Pontius Pilate. I just got that book not that long ago. All right. So give me the Exodus. You got that for me? Exodus 11. Exodus 11.
Yep.
Exodus 11 and 7. There is the difference between the Israelite and every other nation on this earth. That's the truth. You feel me? So y'all get y'all pens and y'all highlighters. You understand? And let's go ahead and do our thing. All right. Let's go ahead and feast on this word, man. Throw down.
We had Exodus chapter 11, starting at verse 7.
Read 6 and 7 for me.
Exodus 11, verse 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall it be like it anymore. So
we know the history of what's going down. We were about to be delivered out of bondage. The Most High was about to drop our enemies and deliver his chosen from their grasp. You feel me? From us being backs made even with the ground. All right. Let me get my people up out of there. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
But against any of the children of Israel,
right,
shall not a dog move his tongue.
Shall not a dog move his tongue. Come on.
Against man or beast.
Right.
That ye may know that Yahweh.
That who?
Yahweh.
That the Most High. Yeah. Right. Come on.
Does put a difference.
Come on.
Between the Egyptians.
Come on.
And Israel.
There is a difference between the Israelites and any other nation on this planet. So by the time we get to Galatians, Paul can't be contradicting what we just read. There's a difference. Like we ain't just been made equal just because the so-called European claim he believe in the Messiah. So now we're equal now. The playing field's been equal or level. How about we just ain't been understanding what's really being said when the brother is writing his letters? You understand? Well, it's one or the other. That's why I love this topic. It's one or the other. It's either Paul is null and void in what we just read, or you don't understand them. Second, I was gonna call that too. Second Ezra 6, 54 to 56. I was gonna call that. Yep. Start at 54. Read 54 through 56. We're going to Second Ezra 6, 54 through 56 next.
In the Apocrypha.
In the Apocrypha. Second Ezra, the 6th chapter, 54 through 56.
So this is going to clear this up real quick. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all. And the people.
Of him come we all, right? Everybody let us say that we all go back to Adam.
Right. And this is true.
That's
Scriptures
facts.
cannot be broken.
That's facts. We all do, right? But let's see if that argument holds up when it comes down to who's above who or who's superior.
That's what's on the table.
That's exactly what's on the table. All right, come on now.
54 again.
Yeah.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Yeah.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Oh, Yahweh, you made the world for our sakes. Who was the our? Must be talking about the children of Israel. Ezra was a priest, was a Levitical priest, actually, right? And he was in captivity in Babylon. He was asking the Most High, like, why are we in captivity to these to them that are less than us? You made the world for us, Yah. Right? Go ahead.
Read that again. As for the people, as for the other people.
As for the who?
Other people.
Everybody else. Go ahead.
Which also come from Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing.
They are what?
Nothing.
No thing. Nothing. In the eyes of the Most High, we are all not equal. We are all, and the Israelite is not equal or beneath anybody. We are superior. We are. There's nothing to be ashamed of. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
Yeah.
But be like unto spittle.
Spittle is spit. You know how you be walking outside and you hawk up a loogie and just spit and you nothing regarded. You don't trip off where it land. You don't trip off somebody gonna come by and walk in it or nothing. You just the Most High compared the other nations to spittle. A loogie you hawk up and spit out your mouth. That you nothing regard as soon as it's about your throat. Likened to spittle. Compared to his people, they are. It's just what it is. Go ahead, Doc.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Like a drop that falleth from a vessel, the abundance of them? That means the majority of them. Yeah, come on, Doc, let's get it.
57. And now, O Yahweh, behold, these heathens.
These who?
Heathens.
Right? Heathens, not your friend, the heathens. Right? Go ahead.
Which have never been reputed as nothing.
Which have what?
Ever been reputed as nothing.
I mean, you have a reputation for being nothing. No thing. These heathens who have ever been reputed as nothing. All right, go ahead.
Have begun to be lords over us.
Have begun to be masters over us. Yeah. Ezra was like, how did this happen? How did we lose Jerusalem? How did we lose our rightful place in this earth, man? You feel me? We should see all this and never want to go against the Most High ever again. Ever. I know I don't, man. It's a nightmare that we can't wake up out of.
Wake up in it every morning.
Go ahead, Doc.
And to devour us. That's it for 57.
All right, go. Let's get this Deuteronomy 7.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
So what we're doing, y'all, right now is just showing that there is a difference between the chosen people of the Most High and every other nation on this planet. We actually are above them, not equal to them and not beneath them, above them. We actually are the lords of this earth, right? And that's what the kingdom of heaven is all about. We're going to be ruling this earth, right? And for that kingdom to take place, all 12 tribes must be gathered up under the Messiah, Hamashiach. That's just the truth, man. You feel me? Like, you got people gathering with heathens before that. Like, we supposed to be gathering the tribes. That's why it's a big conspiracy against the unity, at least coming together and sitting down and starting to talk with brothers. Yeah, we're going to see certain scriptures different. That don't mean you're not my brother. You know what I'm saying? We can sit down and go through the scriptures and see and reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the beginning process of uniting, because he tells us in Zephaniah 2 to gather yourselves together. Right? So we do ourselves a disservice thinking that we gonna bump into an Israelite that we agree totally 100% with. I ain't met not one since I've been breathing. You feel me? And these my brethrens right here. We got all type of disagreements. You know what I'm saying? But these brothers, you know what I'm saying? What we do agree on is the commandments of the Most High and the teachings of the Messiah.
Right.
That's the doctrine right there. The commandments of the Most High and the teachings of his son. that's spoken of in that New Testament right there. You know, that's what it called. All right, we can rock then. You see what I'm saying? So again, these heathens who have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be masters over us. You feel me? All right, so let's get Deuteronomy 7. So this is how you know when we get to Galatians 3:28 that Paul must be saying something different. You can't all of a sudden now it's just no difference. No, the word difference was in Exodus. That you may know that Yahweh put a difference between the Israelite and the Egyptians. Egyptians are heathens. All right, so there is a difference. And that ain't changed just because a few people don't like it. All right, go ahead, Doc, let's get it.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Yeah.
For thou art an holy people unto the Most High, thou Elohim.
Holy is Kodesh in Hebrew, set apart, separate. And he tell you separate the holy from the profane. All right, we set apart, separate. Like y'all separatists, yes. We're not supposed to be joining in league with them and doing what they do. Yes, we're separatists. Yes, we're holy. Or supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? All right, for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Come on.
Yah, thy Elohim, has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Come on.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
You see that? Above all people. There is a difference. You are a special people unto the Most High, holy, separate, set apart, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Oh, I need Amos 3:1. One of the brothers grab that for me, and then give me Psalm 148:14.
I got Psalms 148.
Okay, appreciate it.
So we're in Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Let me know y'all ready. Somebody typing in.
We all good. Let's just rock with it.
Amos 3:1. Here's this word that the Most High has spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Yeah.
Against the whole family. I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying,
come on.
You only.
You what?
Only.
Come on.
Have I known of all the families of the earth.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. We the special ones. We the ones that's called out and set apart. And that's why we the ones that get punished.
Right.
The way we get punished. You feel me? Because we had all this responsibility and dropped the ball and fumbled. You understand? So we ain't making no excuses either. I'm not into blaming the white man. I'm not. You feel me? Nah, we need to get ourselves together. The quickest way we can get him off our back is to stop doing what he's doing. And dedicate our minds and lives to our creator. You feel me? Come together and love each other. That's the quickest way to get this heathen to drop. You feel me? So I don't throw pity party. You know, the white man, this and the white man, he going in chains. We all know that. You feel me? What we gonna do now that we know what we supposed to do? Right? Let's handle business, man, and stop trying to be like heathens. That's all it come down to. All right, you got Psalm 148 and 14. Give me Psalm 147, 19, 20.
Psalms 148 and 14. He also exalted the horn of his people.
I don't know, exalt means to raise up, right? Above, to excel. He exalted the horn of his people. Go ahead.
The praise of all his saints.
The praise of all his who?
His saints.
All right, so when we get into this New Testament and get to reading to the saints that are at Rome, to the saints that are at Ephesus, to the saints that are in Galatia, according to the Bible, who are the saints or the Kodeshim of the Most High? Who are the set apart ones? All right, go ahead. We're going to tell you. Go ahead.
Even of the children of Israel.
Even of the children of Israel. The children of Israel are the saints of the Most High. Come on, Hop.
A people near unto him.
A people who?
Near unto him.
Wow.
Praise ye the Most High.
Praise ye Yahweh or Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That's what it'll say in Hebrew at the end of it. If you read it, it's going to say Hallelujah, right? Psalm 147, 19 and 20. And like my octave said on the comment board, and we read the scripture all the time that the Most High changes not.
Right.
So this don't change just because we get all the way to Galatia and all of a sudden, you know, these heathens know that we the children of Yahweh now, right? And the heathen got on the comment board the other day. So, well, there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek. Get the hell out of here with all that. Because with your understanding, as you saying, you look, we know it's a difference. You understand? Now we was murdered under the banner and image of y'all so-called Messiah. So let's stop playing around. We know it's a difference when the cops pull us over. We know it's a difference when we're trying to get a loan for a house or to start a business. Yeah, there's a major league difference. That ain't changed just because you claiming you believe in the Messiah. Now stop it. Like there's no national boundaries anymore. That's off. And that's a lack of understanding when it comes to the scriptures. You understand? And on the real, that's why a lot of brothers stay away from the New Testament, because they don't know how to break down who we call Shaul or Paul's letters. You feel me? People, oh no, he said this, I'm gonna stay away. And that's because you ain't read them in his entirety. If you read them for what it is and just precept what he's saying, you'd be like, oh, that's what he said. He's doing a commentary on the Torah. Yeah. All right, you got Psalm 147, 19 and 20. Let's get that real quick. Psalm 147, 19 and 20. Let's get that real quick. We're going to go show some uncircumcised Israelites. You know, we're going to go show, and then we're going to get into this Romans, man. And we're going to take our time and navigate through it and precept it down.
Let's do it.
Right? That's all it's about, man. Take our time with it. A lot of people like to tap dance. Let's stop tap dancing with this, man. People's minds, people's souls, everything is on the line now. You feel me? This is no time in 2019 to be playing around and acting as if, you understand, like this is still 1950 Mississippi. No, this ain't what it is, man. The prophecy is about gathering the 12 tribes first before any of these so-called nations can cleave under us. The nations have to be, the tribe have to be risen up, all 12 of them. And it can't be a separate nation no more, or separate nations. We have to be one nation or one stick in the Most High's hand. That's Ezekiel 37. That's prophecy. That has to happen before the nations come cleave to us and become our slaves and handmaids and servants. You know what I'm saying? So people reading certain scriptures and getting them out of context and think like we supposed to be congregating with heathens and all that. No, what is you talking about? No, we supposed to be getting our people together. You understand? That's what time. It's nation time, man. You feel me? And that scared a lot of brothers. That scared a lot of heathens too. Because once we get to talking about uniting, now it's like, oh, hold on. You feel me? Because that's the first step to prophecy becoming a reality. Y'all got to start moving toward each other. They continue in Isaiah 13. Everybody's going to turn to his own people and flee to his own land. That includes us. All right, so now it's time for us to start dealing with one another.
Right.
You understand? That's just what it is, man. All right, just what it is. All right, where we at? Psalm 147?
Psalms 147 and 19.
Yeah.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's so pop. Boy, I remember I first read. That was one of the first scriptures that I got into when I got into the scripture. This one right here, boy, rocked me. When I found out we was Israel, Jacob, it rocked me, boy. I was like, whoa. This scripture right here, one of my all-time favorites. All right, go ahead, Hebrew.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Right.
He has not dealt so with any nation.
See, he ain't dealt that. He ain't gave his word and his statutes and his judgments and his laws and his precepts and his divine oracles and jewels. He ain't did that with no other nation. Where was they at Mount Sinai? They wasn't there. What are you talking about? He have not dealt so with any nation. Right? So that means there are no so-called Billy Graham was not a prophet. You understand? Kenneth Copeland was not a prophet. Jimmy Swaggart was not a prophet. Muhammad was not a prophet.
Joseph Smith.
You feel me? Joseph Smith, Ellen Weiss.
Ellen G. White.
Yeah, Ellen G. All these simpletons. Charles Taze Russell, that's another one. None of these people were prophets. The prophets are the Israelites, the children of the Almighty. All right, come on now.
20 again.
Yeah.
He has dealt not, read that again. He has not dealt so with any nation.
Mm-hmm.
And as for his judgments,
Yeah.
they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High.
Praise ye Yahweh, hallelujah. They have not known him. And David praised the Most High for that. In other words, when you say hallelujah, you thanking the Most High. You thanking the Most High. You understand that he ain't choose nobody else. He chose us. So what is it? It's time for us to get ourselves together, right? Because if we in the way, we're going to be put out the way. Our best thing is to go ahead and start moving toward each other, man. And this whole spirit of hating your people, hating your brothers and all that, you got to get over that. You know what I'm saying? And then you hate your brothers, but then be around all type of people with perverse lifestyles and heathens and skin and teeth and doing all type of stuff, man. You be like, man, come on, man, that's off. It's off, man.
You forgive a heathen quicker than you forgive your brother.
Yeah. Real talk, man. All right. So we got that. Also, I wanted to go. What I didn't get to hit last time was just Tobit. All right, we're gonna get into Tobit too, but I just want to show the uncircumcised Israelites real quick, just to recap because that's the whole thing with a lot of the Gentiles that Paul was writing to in the New Testament. They was the uncircumcised Israelites, remnants of the southern and northern kingdoms that have been scattered. You understand? And then when he talking about Jew or Israel, he talking about specifically his Pharisee brotherhood. You dig? And because a lot of the Israelites believed in the Messiah when he was walking. That's another lie that the white evangelicals throw out there. None of the Jews believed in Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You were like, how is that possible? What was Peter in them? You know what I'm saying? So we just want to get some historical context real quick. Do me first Mac 1. We hit this every time we do this series, but give me first Mac 1, 11 through 15. Grab me Jeremiah 9, also 24 through 26. Let's go show it. Israel becomes uncircumcised when they start dealing with these customs, these heathen customs, these heathen gods, talking like heathens, worshiping like heathens. To the Most High, you become not a people. To the Most High, you become not a people. And all this is important to understand before you can even begin to read what Paul is saying in Romans and Galatia and what Peter is saying in 1 Peter 1 and 1 Peter 2, right? And in the book of Corinthians and all that, man. When you just slow down and read, you be like, he got to be talking to Israelites. There wasn't no Corinthians that came out of Egypt with us that walked through the Red Sea. So who was he talking to in Corinth? You see? So that's what it is, man. So first Mac 1, 11 through 15, and I need Jeremiah 9, 24 through 26. If y'all get some understanding so far, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. All right. Again, the prophecy, all the prophecies is about the gathering of the 12 tribes before any heathens cleave unto us. And they're cleaving to us because they're going to be our slaves and servants in the kingdom. That's prophecy. We didn't make that up. We didn't make that up. That's what it is. In the world to come, we are going to rule this earth. We are the lords and masters of the world to come. Yeah. You understand? All right, brother, be safe.
Got one precept real quick.
Okay, go ahead and pull what you got.
1 John 4, when Matt is saying about us, we need to be coming toward each other.
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, man, this hour is more important, man. It's not by accident that this spirit is upon us as brothers to finally realize that, man, you know what? We need each other more than ever this hour.
Yeah.
If Jacob trouble is upon us.
No, you good. He's locking the door. You would know that if you wasn't asleep. over there nodding off. All right, go ahead.
So in 1 John 4, right? 1 John 4, 20 and 21. 1 John 4, 20, 21. Mm-hmm. If a man say, I love Yahweh, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he has seen, how can he love Yahweh, whom he has not seen?
Flat out.
And this commandment we have from him.
This suggestion we have from him.
This commandment we have from him.
This is a commandment to love your people, man. You understand? Not to be spewing hatred in this hour, man. You are commanded to love your people. This is a commandment. And if you don't love your brothers and sisters, you don't have eternal life abiding in you. All right, go ahead, Op.
That he who loveth Yahweh love his brother also.
You gotta live. You claim you love the Most High. I love the Lord. I love the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You run around here claiming you love the Most High. You love the Most High and all that. Hey, shalom, Mike. What
shalom, it do? Shalom, nephew.
You claiming you love the Most High and all that. Peace. Well, if you love the Most High, then guess what? You gotta love His people. You gotta love the brothers. May the Most High bless you, my sister Jerry, man. You will.
Hallelujah.
Most High bless you for all your prayers and all your support. So the scriptures that say that's a commandment. We have a commandment to love our brothers. You dig? If you claim you love the Most High but hate your brothers, you a liar and the truth is not in you.
So you better not keep the commandment. That's how you know you ain't keeping the commandment.
That was 1 John chapter 4, sister Bina Beef Yahuda Yashar'el. I like that name. She went in, didn't she? Yeah, that was 1 John 4, 20 and 21. 1 John 4, 20 and 21. All right, so next we're going to go show real quick how Israel became uncircumcised by dealing with these heathens. You dig? And then so when we get into Galatians, you see Paul say Peter was sent to the circumcision and I was sent to the uncircumcision. Now this stuff started making sense. You're like, oh, okay. Scattered Israel, remnants of the southern kingdom and northern kingdom, scattered throughout all, and that's what Paul was going to. You feel me? You also had the circumcision amongst them too that was living outside of Israel, because it was established synagogues in all these spots. You see what I'm saying? So when you get there, you'll see Jew and Gentile, and there's no difference. And okay, now they're starting to make sense, because the scriptures we read earlier said there is a difference between the children of the Most High and every other nation on this earth. So what Paul is saying in the New Testament can't contradict the Old Testament.
It cannot.
You feel me?
It's a flow.
And that's the thing, man. A lot of people don't know how to break it down to where they stay away from it, and then they stay away from the New Testament, then they deny Messiah. You be like, man, y'all tripping. Y'all don't even know he died so y'all can get together. He died so y'all can unite and come on back to the Father. You know what I'm saying? Break down that middle wall of petition and jealousy. Because if you don't know the history between the split of the kingdoms, we became two separate nations.
Right.
And at times we was at war with each other. Let's read the book of Kings. We was straight warring with our brothers.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
How can we even claim? And listen, we actually do a real disservice to our Creator by being separate. Because how can His true power be shown and we separate? When we are mighty men. We now, all your superhero stories come from our people. Everything from killing off 1,000, you know what I'm talking about, to the power through the Most High to part seas. To even His sons to walk on water and raise the dead, great power. You see what I'm saying? Just marching and getting it in. Walls fall down. We're mighty people, bro.
That's right. That's right. Those that do the will of my Father. Like the Messiah said, who was my mother, brother, and father? Those that do the will of my Father. The problem is you got a spirit of hatred going out in Israel, and his brothers out here doing the will of the Father. They keeping Torah. They following the teachings of Messiah, and there's still some type of hatred going on.
Right.
You feel me?
Why is that? What spirit are we doing?
That's a brother. He's doing the will of the Father. So how is he not family? Come on, man. What you saying? Because we disagree on certain topics?
Disagree with your mom and dad?
Man, you got a carnal family that you disagree. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Stop it. Me and my family disagree on a whole bunch of stuff.
Here come Moses.
I can't divorce them, though. I can't not deal with my family just because, you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, man. Now, you got to look up capital Lord, Lord. You see it's Yod Hey Wah Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Baal is the master or Lord of his own little thing. That ain't got nothing to do with the Most High Yah. You feel me? Don't lean into that, because if you do, then you'll start saying that to say Yahweh or to say Yah or Yahuwah or whatever you say, you'll start saying that's the devil. And we know some brothers out there that actually do that. You feel me? Lord or Baal, Lord, he's his own master of whatever it is, worship or body of notes that he's over. That is not, the Lord that you read about, I am the Lord your God. When you look that Lord up in Hebrew, it says Yahweh, Eloheka, Yahweh your God. That's what it says. You know what I'm saying? It don't say Baal. So, you feel me? There's a difference. There's a difference.
It's by authority too.
Yeah, it's by authority and body of notes. All right, so we in 1 Maccabees 1, 11 through 15. Let's go show the uncircumcision, the process and how Israel became uncircumcised, right? Let's read that real quick. 1 Maccabees 1, 11 through 15.
In those days, went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us.
Right there. So the first thing, those that called them wicked. Why? Because in their mind, they wanted to go become someone to fellowship or make a league or make a covenant with the heathens that are around about us at the time. Right? That's a problem for any devoted Israelite. Why? You already in covenant with the creator of heaven and earth. What are you doing making a covenant with anybody else? You already married. What you doing playing the whore? You feel me? We the bride of the Most High. What are you doing playing the whore? Going to make a covenant with heathens. And you see that this actually worked, because today brothers are into all their fraternities and sororities, Greek fraternity. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know the Bible real. Because it's like, why is it that the brothers and sisters go even harder at the Greek fraternities and sororities than even the so-called white man? And that belonged to him. See, because this was the process over 2,000 years ago. We became Greeks in mindset. Feel me? And we hold on to it to this day. All right, come on, let's get it.
For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen.
Gave them permission to go after the laws and ordinances of the heathen. Right? Go ahead.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
And according to the customs of heathens. Right? Go ahead.
And made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
Made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant. You feel me? That's how you mean. So you know that's a spiritual situation, because you can't become physically uncircumcised once you're circumcised. So this is spiritual. All right. So when we get all the way up into Galatia, we see when Paul said, I was sent to the uncircumcision. He was sent to these brothers right here that went off all them years earlier. So this is roughly 150 to 200 years before the Messiah was even born. It's the Greek occupation of Israel. By the time the Messiah was born, the Romans was running. Right? But what happened to all the children of these people that went off and became Greeks? They were still in those lands, keeping those customs, even in them times of the Messiah, Peter, Paul, all them. And it made the brothers in Judea have a natural hatred for them. Like, we don't deal with y'all heathens. Yeah. See? Like today, our people don't deal with us. They be like, that's what y'all do. Y'all into that Hebrew thing. That's like we different people. But we see belief divides us, don't it? Now what y'all do now, we do Easter, y'all do Passover, we do Christmas, y'all do dedication, we do Thanksgiving, y'all do tabernacle. You see what I'm saying? See, we do Mother's Day, y'all do Feast of First Fruits, Pentecost, Feast of Weeks. So they say that's what y'all do, as if we're different people. But we see belief divides you, just like it was in the ancient world. All right, go ahead.
And joined themselves to the heathen. And were sold to do mischief.
You all good. If you need any type of chips, water, anything, y'all that's back there in the cabinet, help yourself, bro. All right. So if y'all understood that so far, that Israel can become uncircumcised by taking on the covenants and customs and practices of heathens that are around about us, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. Bantamweight Dre, go ahead and I thought I emailed you out. But send us an email. Matter of fact, here, this is what I'll do. Let me go ahead and update the description box real quick, so you can get some understanding out. And then this email is, bro. And I'll go ahead and throw you the address, my brother. It's all good. It's all good. Give me 1 second. All right, so they understand it so far. My sister Connie, y'all understand. That's right, sis. She be on them heathens, boy. I be bugging up, boy. She be on them heathens like this brother right here.
I catch hell for it. I feel you, shit, bro.
That's just a big boy, I'll tell you. And y'all, just what it is, we out here for the truth. The truth is the new hate speech. They don't like the truth, you know what I'm saying? That's why it says in Galatians 4:16, am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? We got to rightly divide the scripture, man. You know what I'm saying? Like them old watered down doctrines are keeping a lot of brothers away from Messiah.
It is.
And they don't want to deal with the New Testament because they like, man, that sounds like some sellout stuff. You feel me? And brothers still tap dancing and not breaking it down. It's like, come on now. Like we got to break this down right, man. It's for the sake of the nation. You know what I'm saying? And people are not actually accepting Messiah based off the old breakdowns of Paul's letters. Let's see, Messiah say, new wine must go in new bottles. So sometimes brothers been doing this thing for so long, he be like, look at this, look at that. Nah, that don't make sense. No, let's reason together. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't get this together, people's souls on the line. You know what I'm saying? You could be out here moving and congregating, and it can be unholy and unlawful in the eyes of the Most High. And you think you right the whole time. That ain't what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It's time for brothers just to really focus and sisters focus on loving each other. What's wrong with that? They call this hate. Now, I love my brothers and sisters. They call this hatred. You know what I'm saying? They scared of it because they know that's the beginning process of us taking our rightful place in this earth, united under Hamashiach, Messiah, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's a never-ending kingdom. They know these brothers gonna rule. They got necks. They gonna rule this deal with a rod of iron. Yeah. Yeah, there will be Gentile heathens around, but look, they won't have no sway. They won't be sitting on thrones with crowns on their heads. They won't.
Gonna be
They
democratic.
they won't be opinionated as if they running something. Like they gonna be your slaves, your servants, your handmaids. You feel me? And truth be told, they should be happy to be. It's either that or eternal death. Which one would you choose? You know what I'm saying? It's just
what size cup you want?
it's just what it is. It's like coming to America, Bezos.
Boy,
Hey.
I can say that.
Hey, it's what it is. Get used to it because you're royalty. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have servants, man. It's what it is. You know, just rule in righteousness. You dig? But that law is righteous, and they got stiff judgments too. You understand? We're gonna rule the earth with a rod of iron. There won't be any more democracy. There aren't gonna be no voting. Donald Trump ain't gonna have no say so. Vladimir Putin, none of them. If they around.
No more civil rights.
No, ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Power. We talking about a power shift. You understand? And this is the beginning stages of it. All right, so it seems like they understand so far. All praises, glory, and honor. That's right, Doc. I'd rather be a doorkeeper in the house of Yahweh. I'd rather be a doorkeeper. I'm all good. All right. All right. You got the Jeremiah 9 for me?
Yep.
Jeremiah 9, 24 through 26. Just what it is, man.
Jeremiah chapter 9, 24.
Yeah.
Let him that glorifies glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Most High, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth.
In the who?
In the earth.
That's right, man. Come on.
For in these things I delight, said the Most High. Behold, the days come, says Yahweh, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised.
That's right. That's right. Everybody gonna get judged. It's all coming. Judgment starts at the house of God or Yahweh first. And if it started at us, what is it gonna be about those that don't believe? That's why we got to get our people. That's why it's an emergency. We got to get our people together quick. Got these brothers sober up. You understand? Tell these sisters get off them stripper poles. Tell them brothers pull their pants up. We be on these little jokers out there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, we just out there the other day. Gideon, our other brother Gideon was out there boxing with them little jokers. Was boxing with them, racing them and all that. They like, man, these brothers is. I'm like, yeah, y'all better be a Bible study, man.
And how did they end?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It was like, yes, sir. That's how little joke was 14, 15. Trade soldiers out in the streets.
Just misguided.
We need to focus that energy in a righteous manner. We own these little jokers, boy. They be looking at us like, dang, here we come again.
My heart was over there.
Yeah, brother tried to get me to buy him a Black and Mild earlier. I'm like, hell no, I ain't buying you no Black and Mild.
Poison your lungs.
You need your lungs, boy. You know it's a race war coming to the streets of America. You ready? You like, dang. And pull your pants up. Yes, sir. And that's what they need, man. They need that.
Hey, he be on it, bro. Yeah. I ain't lying. I tell you, I see it. They say I be rough, but
yeah, we be on it. We start with our little jokers. What's up, little joker? What's good?
Hallelujah.
All right, so it's all good. So
verse 26.
Okay, come on now.
Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab, all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness. For all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart.
They're uncircumcised in the heart.
That's where you went.
That's the same thing we was reading in 1 Maccabees 11. How do we become uncircumcised? Taking on the customs of these heathens. That's why the scripture say in Proverbs 3 and 31, envy not your oppressor and choose none of his ways. Because when you choose his ways, you become him. And then the Most High start calling us not a people.
That was once a people.
What does that mean? You're not a people. That means you're a heathen to him. You're not his people, you're a heathen.
So you're a spit, right?
Yeah, you see, so now it's starting to unlock. All right. So we identify the uncircumcised Israelites, just identify some of the circumcision that believed in him. So you're like, none of the Jews believed in Jesus. That's another lie, man. Y'all not reading this Bible, man. Let's go to John 11. John 11, 40 through 46. And if y'all want to know any history on the northern kingdom going off and becoming uncircumcised, it's 2 Kings 17, 6 through 25. You know what I'm saying? So we got that all covered too. Brothers like, that's the southern kingdom. What about the northern kingdom? Like that's easy work. Y'all know that was the first idolatry. They was really going off. That northern kingdom split. They used to put their capital in Samaria, north of Jerusalem. They came up with their own feast day, the 8th month, the 15th day of the month. You understand? Was making anybody a priest. They was the first ones out of us to really start going off and becoming idolaters, to become not a people. You know what I'm saying? That's when the brotherhood was broke after the sin of Solomon. Solomon was tripping hard. Then the kingdom split after that. So we've been separate nations of one kingdom since. Right? So the mission been to gather the lost tribes. The tribes have to be gathered together, become one stick again before the Gentile heathens cleave. That's what all the prophecies say. So we got to put everything in its proper line. You feel me? You got people around here like, you know, one law for you and that's homeborn and the stranger, and you ain't even realizing how Israel fell off, and you understand, had to start coming back to dwell amongst us as strangers. That's what it is. You a stranger. Go over to Israel right now. Yeah, homeborn. Right. Born. Yeah, you weren't born in the land. Right? And it's crazy because that law was given to Moses, and none of them was born in Israel. All of them were born in Egypt. So now we see that the law is prophetic too. There will come a time where Israel will be homeborn, and a lot of us will be born outside the land. And then we will come into the land. Pontius Pilate, again, he even know that in his book. We're going to read some of this too. Pontius Pilate, the letters of Pontius Pilate written during his governorship of Judea to his friend Seneca. He talked about the arrest of the Messiah, the execution of him, Passover. And he talked about foreign Jews that would come to Passover. And with the scattered Israelites, and would stay there until Passover was over, and then go back to Greece, go back to Asia, go back to North Africa. Right? Easy work, man. Easy work, man. All right, so all right, where we at?
John 11.
John 11. Let's do 40. John 11, 40 through 46. Let's debunk the myth. Let's debunk the myth that none of the circumcision or the southern kingdom or none of the Jews believe in the Messiah. All right, let's go to John 11, 40 through 46. All this is important to understand before we even dive into Paul's letters. Once you understand that, now you can see that's who he was right to. Dang, that makes sense now. That makes sense.
Yochanan 11, verse 40. Yahweh said unto her, said I not unto thee that if thou wouldest believe thou shouldest see the glory of Yah?
Yeah, he was telling, this is Lazarus' sister. Yeah. He about to resurrect Lazarus, his partner. He told him, look, if you believe, you're going to see the glory of the Most High.
Well, that faith, then.
Faith is very, very major. All right, come on now.
Then they took away the stone from the place where the dead was laid. And Yahweh lifted up his eyes and said, Abba, I thank thee that thou hast heard me. And I knew that thou hearest me always. But because of the people who stand by, I said it, that they may believe that thou hast sent me. And when he thus has spoken, he cried with a loud voice, Lazarus, come forth. And he that was dead came forth, bound hand and foot with grave clothes, and his face was bound about with a napkin. Yahweh said unto them, loose him and let him go. Then many of the Jews.
Hold on, then who?
Then many of the Jews.
Not only a few.
Then many of the Jews.
Many of the Jews, or the brethren and sisters that was in Judea, that was in the kingdom of Judah, that was still standing, and the circumcision, the brothers that never went off and became Greeks and Asians, and those brothers that was there that witnessed that. Many of the Jews, right? And there's another myth out there that Jew mean all 12 tribes of Israel. That ain't in the Bible nowhere. Biblically speaking, that is false. Jew does not mean all 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah, a lot of people teach that, man. You know what I'm saying? Many of the Jews, go ahead,
which came to Mary and had seen the things which Yahweh did, believed on him.
They believe. So many of our people in Judea believed on the Messiah. So who didn't believe on him? The leadership. Yeah, now we seeing the scribes and the Pharisees. Keep that in mind when we get into this Romans. Keep that in mind. There was a faction of the Jews or the circumcision that didn't believe in them, and it was the leaders. And that's in accordance to Isaiah 28:14. Hear ye this word of Yahweh, ye scornful men that rule this people which be in Judah. The leaders, right? Because they understood the power was shifting. You understand? And they said, if we don't do nothing about him, the Romans are going to come take our nation and our place. We got to kill him. Many of the Jews believe. Go ahead, Doc.
But verse 46.
Yeah.
But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Yahweh had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we?
Going down to 52. Keep going.
For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
So when you look up council, you're gonna see the word there is Sanhedrin. Sanhedrin was the courts back in ancient Judea, and they had the authority given to them by the Roman Empire to put anybody to death. And when you see in there, some people are like, well, Sanhedrin ain't in the Bible. Look the word council up in the New Testament. You're gonna see every time they got together and held a council, it's like holding a closed door court session before they indict you. You've been indicted before, you know what that's about. They hold a closed door court session on you and indict you. That's what they was doing. Yeah, but notice it said many of the Jews believed on him, right? It was the leaders that got together and held. It wasn't the common Israelite. It was the leaders that got together and held this court session to kill him. All right, go ahead.
Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles.
Yeah.
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
That's right.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
They was going to lose their power and authority and their seats. They were allowed to rule as long as they could keep down rebellion. If we don't do nothing about him, and they talking about somebody out their own nation, if we don't do something about him, the Romans are going to come and take away our place, our authority, and our nation. We have no more control over people. All right, brother. Hey, y'all willing? We see you again, Hebrew. Y'all willing? I'll be safe out there. All right, so what? I like the door.
And one of them named Caiaphas,
yeah,
being a high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
And that the whole nation perish not. Look at Caiaphas, the high priest. He's like, look, it's better that one person die than the whole nation go down. Right, go ahead.
And this spake he not of himself.
Of course not.
But being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushua should die for that nation.
Come on, read the next one. People run from that.
And not for the nation only.
Not for the kingdom of Judah. You understand? Those is of the circumcision. Not for that nation only. Go ahead.
But that also he should gather together in one the children of Yah that were scattered abroad.
Scattered abroad. See, this was about not the heathens he was going to be gathering. It was talking about the rest of the tribes of Israel would have to be gathered. Messiah died for all 12 tribes of Israel. Right? When you say, well, that act like that's a different nation. That's because the nation has been split for over 2,000 years, close to 3,000 years. So we were separate nations at that point. We was warring against each other, separate capitals, different feast days, all of it. All right. But to prove, give me Genesis 35, 10 and 11, to prove that Jacob became an assembly of nations. That's in the law. That's in the Torah, Genesis. This is 35, 10 and 11. All right. Just really, look, we just going to walk it on down. All right. All we got to do is walk it. If you walk this thing down, you'll see it. You'll be like, oh, okay. So the children of God that were scattered abroad are the scattered Israelites. You understand? The uncircumcision. Remnants of the southern kingdom and northern kingdom. We read about it in 1 Maccabees 1, 11 to 15. All of Israel is uncircumcised in heart. Jeremiah 9, 24 through 26. Also, if you want to get even more detail, 2 Kings 17. 2 Kings 17. That's a good one, too. 2 Kings 17, 6 through 25. Shows you how the northern kingdom became uncircumcised. It's just what it is. And all this is paramount. All right. Give me just real quick, Genesis 35, 10 through 11. This shows that Jacob, and the truth about this, how did Jacob Israel, or the Israelites, right? Jacob, the progenitor of the nation of Israel, how did he become an assembly of nations? He had 12 sons, and 12 sons together make one nation, right? So that showed you that each tribe is a separate nation as well. That's something else that people don't want to deal with. Each tribe is a separate nation. Each brother became a tribe. Each tribe became a nation. And all them nations together make up the kingdom of heaven. That's why all their names are on the gates of heaven. Revelation 21, 10 through 14. And again, y'all, this is not hatred. It's truth. Right? It's truth. All the precepts wouldn't line up if it was false. We wouldn't be able to precept all that together. You know what I'm saying?
Make a picture.
Yeah, some people act like, well, the Most High don't make it hard. It's not hard. It's not hard. We wouldn't be able to precept this thing from old to new and back and use the Apocrypha and even use history to prove our point. You understand? And line it all up if what we were saying was false. That's the point. All right? That's the point. All right. Genesis 35, 10 through 11.
What was that second king?
17, 6 through 25.
He said 2 Kings 17, 6 through 25. And that's what's up, Zechariah Yahu Ben Yah. I mean, you know, if you speak the Hebrew, brother, salute. I expect to see you in Hebrew class on Sundays. Let's see how thorough you are at the Hebrew, brother. I'm with it. I'm with it. Come on with it. Every Sunday at noon on this channel, we hold Hebrew class. Matter of fact, I can bring you on here live so you can go ahead and help those that are following learning the language of Zion. Just send me your email. Send me your email to, matter of fact, in the description box, our email is in the description box. Send me your email. I can go ahead and invite you on live, and we can read biblical Hebrew together. We're going over the Hebrew primer, learning biblical Hebrew, chapter 8, this Sunday at 12, if we have breath in our body. So if you're really about all that, let's do it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true, 12 tribes athlete. But I mean, we can't say there are none because 1 Corinthians 12 say he set some up teachers, prophets, apostles. So yeah, no doubt. But the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets. So all we doing is living out what the prophets saw back then. You dig? And speaking on it because we see it more and clear. We see it's more clear to us because we actually seeing it in reality play out what they saw in the vision. So yeah, no doubt. All right. Yes, so Zechariah Yahu Ben Yah, go ahead and email me out so I can get you on here, man. Since you know the Hebrew like that, let's get it. Let's get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's teach our people this language. All right. All right, where we at?
Genesis 35, 10 and 11.
Genesis 35, 10 and 11, just to show that the children of God that were scattered abroad, when it said not that nation only, but he shall gather in one the children of God that are scattered abroad, it's talking about the other tribes of Israel. It's not talking about heathens in Norway, Sweden. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear Gentile today and automatically think European. You never think Japanese, Chinese, Aborigines, Hawaiians, Eskimos. You don't never think of none of that. And there's a reason why you always think white man, because that's your current oppressor. And he done beat us down so bad, you thinking, you understand? But the crazy part about it is, in his thing, if you look up British Israelism, you ain't part of his thing. They got their whole little map, the northern and southern kingdom. And guess where your spot is at the table? It ain't one. Guess what you are? A slave. You the dog that eat from the crumbs that fall from the table. So it blows my mind when brothers find out that we Israel, you dig, and now you want to have these heathens sit shoulder to shoulder with you. Like you ain't even, it's not like that with them. Because they know better. You understand? That's just what it is, man. All right, so let's get her done. Now send that to me. I go to our description link and send it, post it, like send that to me. And then I can just invite you on through the Gmail chat. All right, let's get it, Hebrew.
Genesis 35, 10 and 11.
Yeah, we under the mindset that Israel scattered to the four corners of the earth. All right. That's the mindset of us. We did. Genesis 35, 10 and 11.
Got it.
All right.
And Yah said unto him, thy name is Yaakov.
Mm-hmm.
Thy name shall not be called anymore Yaakov, but Israel,
Right.
shall be thy name.
Mhm.
And he called his name Israel. And Yah said unto him, I am the Most High Almighty.
Mhm.
Be fruitful and multiply.
Mhm.
A nation and a company of nations.
A nation and a company of nations. Can you look at nations? Nations up for me. A nation and a company of nations. Go ahead.
A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy
Now,
loins.
trip off this. He told Jacob that a nation and a company of nations gonna come up out of you. Kings are gonna come out of your loins, right? What's the Hebrew word there for nations in that verse?
H171.
Mhm.
H1471.
Right.
And that means nation, people,
Nah, what's the word there?
goy.
Goy or goyim, right? That's the Hebrew word for Gentile. Dang, what the Most High mean when he told Jacob? He basically told him Gentiles are gonna come out of you. Well, how is that possible when he had 12 sons? Yeah, prophecy about us being scattered and losing our heritage and taking on the ways of Gentile, goyims.
Ishmael.
This Jacob. This ain't nothing to do with Ishmael. This ain't got nothing. This ain't Abraham and this ain't Isaac. He told Jacob this, right? So we can't run Esau here, because Esau didn't come out of Jacob's loins. We can't run Ishmael because Ishmael didn't come out of Jacob's loins. We can't run Midian. We can't run none of them that came out of Abraham's loins. You dig? So what nations came out of Jacob's loins?
12 tribes.
The 12 tribes of Israel. So this simply means that Israel would lose their understanding and become not a people. And how is it that Goyim is used for the nations that will come out of his loins?
Out of Jacob.
And Goyim is the Hebrew word for Gentile. So now we got in the law, in the Torah, prophecy about Jacob becoming a Gentile. Or uncircumcised, like we read in 1 Maccabees 1 and 11. Or uncircumcised, like we read in Jeremiah 9, 24 to 26. Starting to line up.
Right.
Starting to line up. Wait. All right. Go finish that because it's going to tell you of Israel or something like that.
So it says nation, people. One definition. Usually of non-Hebrew people.
Usually of non-Hebrew people. But how was that when Jacob is the father of the Hebrew Israelites? All right, go ahead.
2. Of the descendants of Abraham.
Of the descendants of Abraham. Okay, well that still could be possible because you got brother Hebrew Edomites and Hebrew Moabites. Okay, I give you that. Go ahead.
3. Of Israel.
Of who?
Of Israel.
Of Israel. Of Israel. You see, so that lets you know even the scholars know. Because this is the Strong's concordance right here. Even the scholars know that Israel became Gentiles because of them going against the covenant of the Most High. Right? I'm not James Strong. I didn't write the Strong's concordance.
Facts.
Oh, we see, so we not making none of this up. None of it. You see? So that's what I wanted to show real quick. So when we read that John 11, he say he didn't only die for that nation, right? And in our mind, we say, see, that nation is all the 12 tribes. No, that was the kingdom of Judah. That wasn't all 12 tribes, right? But also he would gather in one of the children of God that are scattered abroad, all right? Then we had to go to Genesis 35 to show a company of nations or Gentiles came out of Jacob. Why is that? Because each tribe is a nation, and when we go against the Most High, that's what we become. We become heathens. All right, so if y'all understand that so far, I throw a 7 up in the chat. Yeah, I ain't. Throw a 7 up in the chat. Let's get her done. Yeah, I believe the chart is limited. We got brothers scattered in the Western Hemisphere, Eastern, North, South. You dig? There's Hebrew culture all over this Western Hemisphere. You can't deny it. But I believe that the actual chart that everybody's talking about is limited. It don't include brothers in Isaiah 11, 10 through 14. It don't include brothers in Asia. It don't include brothers in, you know what I'm saying, different parts of Africa or whatever. So that's India. You feel me? That's my answer. I hope that's good enough for you. All right. That's all it is, man. All right, so that was that right there. Bang. So let me get John 12, 9 through 11. We're going to show again many of the circumcision. Bang. Bang. And just sit back and take notes, man. We ain't talking about that. We talking about gathering of the tribes. All right, so just sit back, take notes. Let's rock, man. Let's rock. Let's see where we land. Let's see where we land. All right, we already identified uncircumcised Israelites. Let's identify the circumcision that believed. Yeah, let's get into this, man. This is beautiful. Mina J. Kim Uel, Ben Israel from the ATL is in the building. Shalom. Blessings to you.
Just text me. Tell that Hebrew I said shalom.
Man,
We chopped it up for hours.
Well, he hear you.
We chopped it up for hours, boy.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Let's go ahead and roll it or just track this on down. We know exactly what's being said here. All right. We're going to see by the time we get up to Romans 11 what it is. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Let's get her done. John 12, 9 through 11.
John chapter 12, verse 9.
Yeah.
Much people of the Jews, therefore, knew that he was there.
Much people of the Jews, brothers and sisters that were in Judea, knew that he was there. Go ahead.
They came not for Jesus' sake only,
Yahweh's sake only. Go ahead.
that they might see Lazarus also, whom he raised from the dead.
Oh, he raised from the dead. Come
That
on.
had to be a marvel to hear, boy. Right. But the chief priests consulted that they might put Lazarus also to death.
Come on.
Because that by reason of him, many of the Jews.
Hold on, a few of them.
Many of the Jews.
These Jews, this is the circumcision. The brothers that didn't go off and become Greeks and uncircumcised. Many of the Jews, go ahead,
went away and believed on Yahweh.
So you see, many believed on him, right? So that white evangelical spirit that none of the Jews accepted Jesus. That's a live white supremacy. You see, many of the circumcision believed in him. Many of them.
So you have to kill a freshly raised man.
Many. You feel me? That didn't say a few. You feel me? That didn't say a sprinkle. That said many. Two witnesses, right? Third witness, John 8. John 8, 26 through 32. Yeah, I know about that group war. I play it all the time, Elder. You know, I was kind of raised on that right there, man. It did. Kind of raised on that. My father used to be a DJ, so I grew up in the house listening to all that old school music. And that's one of the songs that stuck with me. Also, Deliver the Word. I like that right there. They don't see the urgency that this is an emergency. So make it heard. Deliver the word. Look, that's our commission. That's what we're supposed to do. Deliver the word, man. Deliver the word. All right. Next scripture, John 8, 26 through 32. Many of the Jews believed in the Messiah. Jew meaning the inhabitants, our people that stayed up under the customs, the laws of Moses, that didn't become uncircumcised and take on the ways of heathens. They were living in Jerusalem, in Judea, native to that spot. And when they saw the Messiah, they believed in him. All right, that's just the facts. Right? We identified the uncircumcised Israelites as well. All right, keep that in mind as we navigate this deal. Next precept, John 8, 26 through 32.
John chapter 8, verse 26.
And if anybody need any understanding, we done already did 3 parts to this series. This is part 4. This should be it. You understand? If we need to go, so you can go back to part 1 and just watch. Take your notes and see where we going off it. You understand? We pulling definitions. We taking our time with y'all. We are slow rolling this thing so everybody could get it. That's what it's about. All right. All right, let's get it, bro. John 8, 26 through 32.
Verse 26.
John chapter 8, my sister, Bina beat Yahuda Yasher all. John 8, 26 to 32.
Heritage in that name.
Yeah, you get a lot of vibration with that name. Bina beat Yahuda, Yashael. We're going to scare heathen saying that's your name. Get your name changed in that deal, boy. You're going to be scaring some heathens.
Hey, bro, but I go write that name in triplicate.
Yeah. There's so many syllables in that deal. Let's get it.
All right. All praise.
All right, let's
Verse
get it.
26.
Yeah.
I have many things to say and to judge of you. But he that sent me is true.
That's right.
And I speak to the world.
I speak to who?
The world.
Now trip off this. The world is Israel, man. Keep this in mind as we wrap it. Matter of fact, give me Isaiah 45:17 and then John 18:30. Let's prove it. You feel me? The world is Israel. Right? World don't necessarily mean the planet or the earth. It also means a specific group or a specific society. Right? You say that Wayne's world, the fish world. That's your world, the Wally world, the animal world.
The new world.
The new world,
The
right?
whole world.
Yeah, real talk.
BJ world.
Boy, this Ruben, Shalom, brother.
Ruben.
This y'all brother Ruben getting the fam out of this rain. I'll see you brothers in a few. Most I willing, Shalom family. Boy, what you doing with the Hebrew name or the YouTube name Zion Dog? That's what's up, Ruben, man. Right, that's right. My sister Kanye. Disney World. All right, world don't mean the earth. All right, so let's read that real quick. Isaiah 45:17.
But Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation.
Yeah.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded. World without end.
World without end. You should not be ashamed nor confounded. World without end. Israel should be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. That's specific. I ain't talking about everybody. You talking about one of the first definitions for salvation means to be redeemed and rescued from one's enemies. And the one in the New Testament say from the molestation of your enemy. Molestation, being molested. Now, who need that more than, man? Who you talking about? That's us, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we get to talking like that, people get scared. They be like, man, that sound like some black power revolutionary. It is revolutionary. And we talking about Israelite power under Yahweh Shah the Messiah. And power mean God. Yeah. We talking about under united up under the Son of the living power. Israelite power. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Right? He that overcome and keep my works to the end shall have what? Power over the nations. You know, certain people talking about this ain't no revolutionary power movie. It actually is. It actually is. What do you think? This about to be a smooth transition? Like we just, hey, heathen, time for you to, lay down. It's my turn.
Sure, Jacob. Bye-bye.
No, that ain't what it is, man. That was Isaiah 45:17, y'all, for the precept. All right, I need John 18:30 real quick. Just pull that, and then we can go get back to what we was on. John 8:26.
27.
John chapter 18.
Yeah, these things were, look, there are exceptions of Saraya, Shebrew. There are exceptions to the rules. There are also judgments, right? So that's the crazy part. Like people, when we come out to the judgments of it, like you ain't supposed to interracial marriage, you're not supposed to mingle. People will run to say, well, what about Abraham and so-and-so, or Moses and so-and-so? Like we can't sit here and act like there aren't exceptions to the rules. Right, even the earthly judges today, they have levels of discretion. They can either throw the book at you for violating the law or take it easy on you. Same with the Most High. The crazy part about it is instead of holding yourself in the fear of the Most High and tripping off his judgments, right? Like why did Nehemiah beat all them people down for interracial marriage? And he say, did not Solomon sin for this?
And sent them children and women,
right? And sent them away. Like these are judgments that went down,
for that.
right? In Tobit, the 4th chapter, he said, beware of all whoredom. Whoredom is going to get our ass to the lake of fire. So instead of tripping off the exceptions to the rules because the Most High allows certain things to happen, hold yourself in the fear of the Most High. You not Abraham. You understand? You not Moses.
Say that again.
You not you ain't
moving
that,
like you them.
Yeah, you hold yourself in the fear of the Most High. Like, even though he allowed certain situations to happen, there's still a judgment on record that if we do this, we can suffer judgment for it. All right, now trip off this. Now, what's the judgment if we say stick to your own? And just stick to your own, don't be in a racial marriage and stop hooking up with heathens and all that. What's the judgment on that?
Ain't no judgment.
There ain't no judgment, but there is a judgment if you violate and go off. You see, and that's the thing, man. People don't want to hold themselves to in the fear of the Most High because they see that the Most High allows certain individuals, or he had discretion on certain individuals. If you're not careful with that mindset, you be out here committing adultery. And you're going to say, look what he did with David. He didn't kill David. He didn't kill David. David and Bathsheba should have been dead. Right? But the Most High decided to have what? Some discretion behind it. There was some judgment that still went down. That child got killed behind it. And Uriah the Hittite got killed behind it, right? Right? But and the sword, some judgments came behind it, right? But then David ended up having 4 children with her, including Solomon. You dig? So we got to get out that spirit of just because certain things were allowed, Most High allowed certain things to happen with certain key individuals, that it's okay for us to do it. No, hold yourself in the fear of the Most High, because there's a judgment on the books for you doing this. You see what I'm saying? There is no judgment or punishment for us sticking to our own. And that's what we're going to teach. We're going to rock with that, and we're going to teach that. All right. It is what it is. All right. All right, come on. Where we at?
John 18.
John 18 and 30, I believe it is.
30, bro.
I think it's 30. By him teaching to the world.
They answered and said unto him, if you are not a malefactor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, let's get it.
John 18, verse 30. They answered and said unto him, if he were not a malefactor, we would not have delivered him up unto thee.
These are the unbelieving of the circumcision that delivered the Messiah up to the Roman governor Pilate. They said if he wasn't a troublemaker, we wouldn't have delivered him to you. Right? Go ahead.
Then said Pilate unto them, take ye him and judge him according to your law.
Yeah.
The Jews therefore said unto him, it is not lawful for us to put any man to death.
Right.
That the saying of Yahushua might be fulfilled, which he spake, signifying what death he should die. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again, and called Yahushua, and said unto him, art thou the king of the Jews? Yahushua answered him, sayest thou this thing of thyself, or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, am I a Jew? Thy own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from him.
No doubt. He said, this is my kingdom. My servants would be banging. It'd have been civil war.
He said it was my word.
Yeah, no doubt. Jump down to verse 37. Read 36 again. 36 again.
Yahushua answered, my kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now is my kingdom not from hence.
Verse 37.
Pilate therefore said unto him, art thou a king then? Yahushua answered, thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should bear witness unto the truth.
Yeah.
Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice.
Jump back to verse 20. That's what I wanted. Verse 20. What did it say?
Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world.
I spake openly to who?
I spake openly to the world.
That show you again, that world ain't the earth. Yahushua never left Israel. So what you mean he spake openly to the world? He gonna get more specific about this world. Go ahead.
I ever taught in the synagogue.
I taught where?
In the synagogue.
See, you see what world he talking about? He talking about the world of Judah or Judea where he was teaching it. I taught in the world of Israel. I taught in the synagogues. Go ahead.
And in the temple.
And I was in the temple in Jerusalem. I spake openly to the world. He ain't talking about the entire earth. Right? A specific group. All right, go ahead.
Whither the Jews always resort. And in secret have I said nothing.
And in secret I have said nothing. So that's why I wanted to go show real quick. All right, so back to that John 8. Was you in John 8, 26 to 32? Let's finish that. And let's get into this Romans 9, brother.
All right, we're at verse 27 in John 8.
Showing you that world is not the earth. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, no doubt. We're going to get it.
You're looking though, all praises. They understood not that he spake to them of the Father. Then said Yahweh to them, when ye have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall ye know that I am he, and that I do nothing of myself. But as my Abba has taught me, I speak these things. And he that sent me is with me. The Father has not left me alone.
Yeah.
For I do always those things that please him.
We in John chapter 8. What verse you in?
Verse 30 now.
Verse 30.
As he speak these words, may believe. Read that again. As he spake these words, many believed on him.
Many believed. So we just destroyed that whole understanding that none of the Jews believed in Jesus. Now the ones that was against him was the leadership, the wicked scribes, Pharisees, Sadducees.
Political assassination.
Yeah. Many of his people believed in him, though. Many. Think about the thousands that was converting. Think about the thousands that he was feeding. Taking a few fish and a few loaves of bread and feeding thousands. All of them believed. Right? People call Hosanna, Hosanna. Blessed is he that cometh in the name of Yahweh. Blessed is the son of David. You understand? Many believe, man. That's a lack of study. All right, go ahead, Doc.
Then said Yahweh to those Jews which believed on him. If you continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So now we didn't identify the circumcision and the uncircumcision. We identified uncircumcised Israelites, remnants of the southern and northern kingdom. You feel me? Scattered, that went off and took on the ways of heathens. And we identified the circumcision, the believing Israelites, that many of them that believed, and the unbelieving circumcision that persecuted them. Y'all get some understanding so far? Throw a 7 up in the chat. We working our way on down. Throw a 7 up in the chat. All right, we get that already right there too. Dang. It's going down. I think we navigating our way through these scriptures, huh?
Right.
Old and new. We even read in Genesis 35 the word for that Jacob would become an assembly of nations. Right? We look nations up and it's goyim. Huh? The Hebrew word for Gentile in the Bible. Now that's wild right there. Because Jacob didn't have a whole bunch of assembly of nations unless you're trying to say each tribe was a separate nation. And that's the only way you can go with that. How else you gonna go with that? How else you gonna go with that? It's impossible. You did. So all praises, all glory. Seems like y'all getting some understanding. What we're gonna do next is go ahead and get this prayer off. All right, and then we're gonna get into this Romans 9. We're waiting on our brother to come out the bathroom with his sons now. So I'm glad y'all getting some understanding around her. All right, bang, openly to the world. That was 20. Scratch all them off. Bang, uncircumcision. Many believe. So we got the uncircumcised Israelites. Then we got many of the circumcision that believe. Got that? All right. We still need to hit this Tobit too. That Tobit 4. Then show the loss of inheritance because we wasn't even tribe hopping. We wasn't even tribe hopping. That's why you don't see in the Bible with Judites marrying Asherites, Zebulonites marrying Gadites. You don't even see that. Everybody, because you'll lose your inheritance like that, right? And that was considered a strange marriage, actually, in the scripture. You know what I'm saying? So that's another example of Israelites being called strangers or Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What's up with you, little joker? You all right? You good? All right, man, get yourself together.
Right. Yes.
All right, yeah, all 7s in this deal. Yep, Numbers 36. Yep, that's right. That's right. That's right. One of the best behind kind. Yes, this is. Yeah, we're gonna navigate on through, man. So you're gonna see that you're gonna still see the hatred between the circumcision and uncircumcision as we get into the New Testament. You're gonna be like, wow, there it is. Right? All this has to be considered. The next scripture we're gonna go to, just a real quick one. It's in Galatians. I'm gonna read that. It's like, yeah, brother, Paul was sent to the uncircumcision, and man, in your mind, you're thinking heathens and They tell you in the law that the heathens are your slaves. Those are our handmaids and servants. Those are our bondmen, men servants and maid servants. That's in the law. Y'all talking about you live according to the law of the Most High, the laws, statutes, and commandments. I heard that all day. Then we get to talking about like laws that don't sit right with you or sit right with your family members. Now you all, nervous. That ain't what it is. There's a difference between the stranger that dwelleth amongst you and your manservant and your maidservant. Those are your slaves. A stranger that dwelleth among you is an Israelite brother. It could be a foreigner that wasn't born in the land, that would come home for the feast. You would lodge him. You know what I'm saying? Or it could be a brother that waxed poor. Waxed poor, and you had your job was to build him up, him and his family. Yeah, Galatians 3:28. That's the whole thing. The Jew and the Gentile, the Jew and the Greek, both of those are Israelites. One is circumcised and one is uncircumcised. That's why we read First Maccabees 1. That was about the Greeks and how people became Greek in mindset. So the whole point of what Paul was saying was that Messiah died for both of us. He died for the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, the circumcised and the uncircumcised, that we be one mighty nation in his hand again. Right? That's why we started the class off dealing with all the scriptures that show Israelites being superior and the apple of his eye. Right? Like Paul can't write something in Galatians and it debunked everything that was written before it. Like that don't mean that. Like how is that possible? You feel me? So either Paul is writing a contradiction, right? He's null and void in Exodus 11:7. There's a difference between the Israelite and the Egyptian. Deuteronomy 7:6. You above all people that are on the face of the earth. Or 2 Ezra 6:54-56. These heathens who have been reputed as nothing are ruling over us. Or what was that? Psalm 148:14. The saints or the Israelites, the people near and dear unto him. Or Amos 3:1. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Psalms 147:19-20. He showed his word to Jacob, his statutes and judgments to Israel. He ain't dealt so with no other nation. So all that is wrong. By the time we get to Galatians and Paul say there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek, stop it, man. So obviously the Jew and the Greek are both Israelites who don't deal with each other because both of them are keeping different customs. And the point being the Messiah died for both of them so both can repent and come on back into the fold. That's what that was about. Yeah, the Acts 21:21 was powerful, wasn't it? Obadiah, Ban Yahudah. All right, y'all, face Jerusalem. We're going to get this prayer off. All right, we're gonna get this prayer off. We're gonna say it in the Hebrew. We're gonna say it in English, and let's keep this. Let's keep feasting. Let's get feasting on the word of the Most High. And once again, thank y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support, man. It's a beautiful thing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It keeps us going. And on the real, a lot of us, this is just what we do. We love to throw down and teach the word of the Most High. Period. End of story. You know what I'm saying? Some people love you for it. A lot of people gonna hate you for it. But hey, they be all right. They be all right. All right, repeat after me. All right. When his disciples, the king and priest after the order of Melchizedek, his disciples asked him, teach us how to pray. And this is the prayer he gave them in Matthew the 6th chapter. We all know the Messiah spoke Hebrew and pursuant to Acts 26, verse 14-16. Paul heard the Messiah speak to him from heaven in the Hebrew tongue. All right. So we are Hebrews in our language. We're going to read the prayer in Hebrew. Then we're going to read in English. Then we're going to get back to this lesson. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Abinu.
Abinu.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Yikadesh.
Yikadesh.
Shimka.
Shimka.
Tabo.
Tabo.
Malkuteka.
Makuteka.
Yeyase.
Yeyase.
Ratzonka.
Ratzonka.
Kabashemayim.
Kabashemayim.
Cain.
Cain.
Baaretz.
Baaretz.
Etlakem.
Etlakem.
Kukenu.
Kukenu.
Tain Lanu.
Tain Lanu.
Hayom.
Kayon.
Uslak Lanu.
Uslak Lanu.
Oh.
Oh.
Kataenu.
Katainu.
Kamo.
Kamo.
Shel Sokim.
Shel Sokim.
Gam.
Gum.
Anaknu.
Anak.
Lakotin.
Lakoti.
Lanu.
Lanu.
Wa'al.
Wa'al.
Tabienu.
Tabienu.
Lide.
Lide.
Nisayon.
Nisayon.
Ki.
Ki,
In,
E,
Kaltsenu,
Kalsenu,
Minhara,
Mihara,
Kilaka,
Kilaka,
Hamamlaka,
Hamamlaka,
Wahagburak,
Wahabura,
Wahatifaret,
Wahati Pare,
Laome,
Laome,
Olami,
Olami,
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah.
Praise the mighty Yah. That's right. Let's get it in English. All praises. Our Father
Our Father
in heaven,
in heaven,
holy is your name.
holy is your name.
May your kingdom come
May your kingdom come
and your will be done
and your will be done
on earth
on earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread
our daily bread
and forgive us
and forgive us
our sins
our sins
as we also
have
have forgiven those
forgiven those
who sinned against us.
who sinned against us.
And lead us not into temptation,
And lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from the evil one.
from the evil one.
For yours is the kingdom
For yours is the kingdom
and the power
and the power
and the glory
and the glory
forever
forever
and ever.
and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the mighty Yah. That's right. Let's get it. Y'all sound like y'all dragging a little bit, man. Y'all all right?
Who that?
That's y'all bros. You sound
That's
like you off a little bit. That's this bro here.
Huh?
Sound like y'all dragging a little bit, man. Y'all all right?
No.
All right, that's what it is. All right, y'all. This is what we need to do real quick. Give me Galatians 2. I just want to show y'all something. Galatians 2. Let's read verse 7. Galatians 2. Let's read verse 7. All right.
Galatians chapter 2, verse 7.
Yeah, this is real quick to show y'all the uncircumcision, and we identified the uncircumcision already. That was 1 Maccabees 1, 11 through 15. That was 2 Kings 17, 6 through 25. That was Jeremiah 9, 24 through 26. We become uncircumcised as the people of God when we take on the worship of the heathen gods, their customs, their language, and all that. The uncircumcision. Then we went and showed the circumcision that believe, the Jews that believe. John 11, 40 through 46. John 12, 9 through 11. John 8, 26 through 32. We even showed what the world is. John 18 and 20. Isaiah 45 and 17. You understand? He said, I spake openly to the world. What world was he speaking of? So we went and showed all that. So now we all the way into the New Testament now. And the terms of uncircumcision and circumcision still apply. All right. Some brothers thought that this was dealing with natural heathens. Okay, brother. Okay. It's all good. Most High be with you. Be safe. Shalom. Shalom. Y'all willing, we see y'all later. All right. Okay. Okay. Matter of fact, once you grab the Galatians, let Bruce lock the door real quick. All right. So stay focused as we get all the way up here into this New Testament, because you need to see what's really going on here. Yep. Galatians 2 and 7. Galatians 2 and 7. Let's get it done. Remember, the uncircumcision are Israelites that was uncircumcised. And again, all the prophecies about gathering the 12 tribes of Israel before the heathens can even cleave unto us, before they can subject themselves and be the slaves, servants, and handmaids. The tribes have to link back up first. That's the order of prophecy. All right. And that was the same thing that Peter was on, what Paul was on. It was the message and mission of Messiah. That boy about to crash out there. All right, so let's get it done real quick. Galatians 2 and 7.
Galatians 2, verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
But contrariwise, when they saw that the gospel of the uncircumcised was committed
uncircumcision
mm-hmm. was committed unto me,
mm-hmm.
as the gospel of the circumcision was unto Peter.
All right, so let me ask y'all, if y'all been paying attention, who are the uncircumcision according to the Bible precepts we've been reading today? Y'all go ahead and throw that up in the chat. Who are the uncircumcision? Let me see who got an answer. Who got an answer? Nobody got an answer. Y'all not paying attention. Okay, northern kingdom. That's right. Remnants of the northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Meaning, Jay, that first Maccabees 1 was about the southern kingdom as well. Northern kingdom who went off. Yep. Jews that practice heathen customs. Yep. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Those are the uncircumcised, the foreign. Yep, Greek Jews, the foreign Jews. All right, the scattered broods. That's right, mailman. Shalom to you up in KC. And let me read this again, just real quick. You know what I'm saying? This is the letters of Pontius Pilate, written during his governorship of Judea to his friend Seneca in Rome. All right, just to show y'all that we ain't going off. Read that underlying part all the way over to right here. All right, page 161, the arrest of the Messiah. That's right, Israelites who took on the mind of heathens. That's right.
Absolutely.
Those who left the ways of the forefathers. Brothers got it. All praises. That means y'all got it. The brothers and sisters got it. The scattered broods. All right, let's get it out. Page 161.
The arrest of Jesus. Page 161. You know, I am sure I have told you this before, that when the Passover is finished, and a large part of the foreign Jews.
The foreign who?
Jews.
This is Pontius Pilate even acknowledging what we teaching. The foreign Jews. Right? Y'all, we not making this up. And if it was made up, it wouldn't be able to be precept the way it is. The foreign Jews. That's right. Heathen state of mind, and they actually are natural Israelites. Come on, let's get it.
Troop back to the coast of their way home, on their way home. I hold games in Caesarea for several days. It is a relaxation for me as well for them, and it is good to trade. Do ye ask whether they go to my games? Of course they come.
He said, of course the foreign Jews come to my games. Right? Go ahead.
They are not Pharisees.
They are not who?
Pharisees.
They are not the circumcision. They are not the Pharisees. Go ahead.
They are the Greek Jews.
The who Jews?
Greek Jews.
Wow, there it is right there. There's no difference between the Jew and the Greek. Y'all see that? There's no difference. Why? Because they're both are naturally Israelites. It's just one is in a heathen mindset and the other kept custom, but he didn't believe in the Messiah. And Paul's whole argument, the Messiah died for both of y'all. Both sets, the circumcision and the uncircumcision. Go ahead, Op.
Greek Jews,
Syrianic Jews.
Syrianic Jews.
Cyrene is in North Africa. That's in Libya. That's what it say. That's right. Servants with a sword, my Ed. No, it's not the white man.
That's right.
That's right. So you got Greek Jews that would come to Passover and then go back to their lands around Greece after the festival was over. So they are Greek Jews, Syrianic Jews. What else?
Asiatic Jews.
And Asiatic, the original Asiatic man, they used to say back in the 90s. Asiatic Jews, right? Go ahead.
Merrier and humaner folk than the harsh Judaic brethren.
More merrier and more humaner than their harsh Judean brethren, the circumcision. Y'all see that? And that's in history. Y'all, this is in that. Look, we didn't make this up. This is in Pontius Pilate knew the difference between circumcised Southern Kingdom Jews and foreign Jews. If y'all understood what Nehemiah just read, throw a 7 up in the chat. And if that's the case, you should understand what Paul just said in Galatians 2 and 7. Right? We ain't making it up, B. We ain't making it up. Hallelujah. Servants with a sword. All right, so let's get into Romans, the 9th chapter now. The drum roll, right? The drum roll. And it's like, y'all take it. Let's go right to the point. We got to lay the groundwork and the foundation, y'all.
You got it. I'm not talking to it.
Sure, it's all good.
We gotta lay the foundation, y'all. Right? And are we winging any of this? Like, are we making any of this up? Or is this hard to understand? Is what I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? Because some people try to say this is hard to understand. Is this hard to understand? Are we taking our time with it? You feel me? Going back over certain scriptures we already didn't hit, going into the history to show it. My sister Mina J say la, that mean no. All right.
She been in them classes, bro?
Allah, meaning J be on that ancient Hebrew.
Boy, she been in them classes, huh?
Yeah, she been in them ancient Hebrew classes. She doing her thing.
Upgrades.
Yeah, very simple, but feelings is being hurt. I know, you know what I'm saying? But look, man, am I become your enemy because we tell you the truth?
Look, that would make sense to talking to Israelites, even that statement.
Yeah.
Because what we talking about now?
Yeah.
Many of our own people amongst us are mad at us because why? You tell them the truth.
Yeah. Well, some of the leaders in the Southern Kingdom into the Talmud, of course. Yeah, they were very much into tradition. Let's read Matthew the 15th chapter. Remember, they was mad because the Messiah's disciples didn't come in and do a ritual washing before they ate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. Yeah, they was into tradition. They was holding tradition over Torah in a lot of cases. Yeah. Let's get into this Romans 9. Let's get into this Romans 9.
What do you need?
Start at verse 1. Start at verse 1. We need Romans 9. We need chapter 10. We need chapter 11. We're going to precept it too. One precept it too. Again, circumcision, the brothers that stayed up under the covenant, the customs, and even the traditions. There were traditions as well. You feel me? In Judea, stayed in Jerusalem. A lot of them were commissioned to go outside of Jerusalem as well and set up synagogues. All right. Circumcision, Jews. Then you got the uncircumcision who went into Greek customs, Greek worship, Asian customs, Asian worship, African customs, African worship, foreign Jews. Even Pontius Pilate talk about that. You understand? And these were called the uncircumcised. When you take on the covenants and customs of the heathens, we become uncircumcised or not a people. All right. Now, this nation has been a separate nation, more than one nation separate, you dig, since the sin of Solomon. It's the split of the nation roughly 2,700 years ago. So the mission of the Messiah is to bring the nation back together as one stick in his hand. When you putting wood together, y'all, that's grafting. Remember that when we get into Romans 11, we're going to be talking about grafting. And grafting, you know what I'm saying? So remember that. And that's the whole point. We must be gathered together and as one stick or grafted in together as one nation. You understand? Let's look at the prophecy. Before the heathen subject themselves to us as our slaves, our men servants, our maid servants, our bond servants, and all that, man. You dig? So there's an order to this thing. You know what I'm saying? We out here congregating and gathering with heathens before you even congregating and gathering your people. Just the truth, man. And there's a lot of scriptures brothers want to use, but if you further examine it, you see now that's off. We're not supposed to be doing that. Actually, again, there will be heathens there, you dig, but their role is not the role of yours. You understand? They won't be sitting on thrones. They won't be having crowns on their heads. They won't be, you understand, running things and giving authority. They are going to be slaves. And that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of folks because they're compromised. But it's the truth. You must speak the truth, even if it hurt feelings. All right, so let's get into this Romans 9. All right, let's get her done. Romans 9, let's start at verse 1.
Romans 9:1.
Yeah.
I say the truth in Mashiach.
Yeah.
I lie not.
Mm-hmm.
My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKodesh that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed for Mashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Not sure about this. He said, cursed or separated from the Messiah, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. So this is a major league statement. Paul is saying, I wish I could be cut off. So my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, could accept Messiah. Now keep in mind, we done read John 11:45, John 12:9-11, John 8:30-32. Many of the Israelites that were under the circumcision believed, right? Didn't we read that? We read that many of them believed, all right? So who are Paul's brethren who didn't believe?
Right, some of those Benjamites.
I didn't trip off this. When we saying Israel, right, or when we saying Jew, you either speaking about Israel the man. No, we ain't speaking about Israel the man. We either speaking about Israel the land, We're either speaking about Israel as in all the people of Israel, or we're speaking about a specific group in Israel. In this case, which one is it? Which one is it? We know we're not speaking about Israel, the man, back in Genesis. And we know we're not speaking about the land of Israel. And we know we can't be talking about all the people of Israel because what? Many of them believed. Didn't we read that in John 11, John 12, and John 8? Didn't we read that? Yeah, we did. So who are Paul's kinsmen and brethren that he's talking about that didn't believe, that he wished he was cut off from, that he was cut off from Messiah, that they could believe? Somebody grab me Philippians 3. Let's show. Let's show. That's right. See Karima, a specific group in Israel, man. You got to read this thing in its proper context. If we didn't read scriptures that many of the circumcision or many of the Israelites believe, then who is Paul talking about when he's saying that I wish I could be cut off so my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, would believe? Who didn't believe? Who were the ones persecuting Peter and them that Paul used to be a part of, that he ended up turning his back on and ended up following the Messiah? Oh, there you go. Pharisees. Go ahead, what you got? Huh? The wicked leaders, scribes and Pharisees. Also give me Isaiah 28 if you can, verse 14. Isaiah 28.
No, you missing me.
You're all good, bro. We good. We got to precept this thing.
I'll get that Isaiah need.
I got it. Well, either one.
All right.
Philippians 3.
Read
Read me verse 1 through 5.
Philippians chapter 3, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, my brethren, rejoice in Yahweh, to write the same things to you. To me, indeed, it's not grievous, but for you, it is safe. Beware of dogs.
Beware of dogs. Go ahead.
Beware of evil workers.
Yeah.
Beware of the conscience.
Concision.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
For we are the circumcisions which worship Yah in the spirit and rejoice in the Messiah Yahweh Shah and have no confidence in the flesh.
Yeah, so he's like, in the spirit, we are the true circumcision. Isaiah 28:14. Right? So he's saying the true circumcision really are those that are spiritually circumcised amongst Israel, because brothers was boasting on their circumcision, but they didn't even believe in the Messiah. Didn't even believe. You feel me? Come on, Doc, let's get it.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Though I might also have confidence in the flesh, if any other man thinketh that he hath whereof he might trust in the flesh, I more.
Come on.
Circumcised the 8th day.
Circumcised the 8th day. We're dealing with the circumcision, right? And not all the circumcision, because many of them believed it was the leaders that persecuted them. Come on.
Of the stock of Israel.
Come on.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
Come on.
And Hebrew. Of the Hebrew.
Come on.
As touching the law, a Pharisee.
Oh, Pharisee. What verse is that?
That's 5.
All right, that's what I needed right there. Let's go show you the wicked Pharisees, the wicked men that was ruling Jerusalem. Isaiah 28:14. Prophecy. Read 14 through 16. And let's get on back to where we was in Romans 9. You see, you got to take your time with this, because you'll start thinking that Paul is boasting about or talking about every Israelite. Well, he can't be, because many of our people that was under what's called a circumcision, like we read in John 11, John 12, and John 8, they believed. And you understand? They actually believed. So he ain't talking about the common Judean that believed in him. He talking about who? The Judeans that persecuted him, the scribes, the Pharisees, and the Sadducees, the leaders of that people that said, if we don't put him down, the Romans gonna come take our place and our nation from us if we don't kill this man. These are the people that Paul's saying, I wish I could be cut off so y'all can get this. Why? Because he used to be a part of them. Right? It's still hope for them brothers. If it wasn't, then what? It would have never been no hope for Paul. He came out of that fraternal brotherhood of the Pharisees. He was part of the circumcision, a sworn enemy of Hamashiach. So he ain't talking about every Israelite right here. I know we love to go there, especially when we street teach. We love to go there. His brethren are the Israelites. Yeah, but if you read this in context, he talking about his old Pharisee brotherhood. Because there's no reason for him to wish he would be cut off from Messiah for those that believe. He talking about the unbelievers. Oh, wait.
In the flesh.
Yeah, flesh. Circumcision.
They got the cut.
Yeah.
They got the heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah. All right, so it's starting to open up now. All right, you got the Isaiah 28 for me?
Yep.
Show y'all about these wicked rulers.
14 through 16.
Let's get it.
Isaiah 28, verse 14.
Yeah.
Wherefore, hear the words of the Most High, ye scornful men.
Yeah.
The rule that ruled this people, which is in Jerusalem.
Yeah, and in Matthew 21, the Messiah gave a parable about the vineyard, and he quoted this scripture right here. And he was talking to who? Pharisees. You scornful men that rule this people that are in Jerusalem. Y'all, we talking about the leaders, right? That's the brotherhood that Paul was a part of, and that's what he was saying. I wish I was cut off that y'all could get it. Oh, go ahead, Doc.
Verse 15. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at arrangement, agreement.
Not trip off that. They did. Then they was like, we have no king but Caesar. Give us Barabbas. Crucify him. That was the leaders.
Read that in Maccabees too.
Yeah.
Covenant with the Gentiles.
You made a covenant with the heathen. Yeah. Or a covenant with death. Right? Go ahead, Doc.
When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come upon unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood we have hid ourselves. Verse 16. Therefore, thus said the Most High Power, behold, I will lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone,
come on,
a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste.
That's the prophecy of a Mashiach. That's in Psalms 118. That's in Matthew 21. He quoted that scripture right there, and he was talking. He wasn't talking to the Israelites that believed in him or the Judeans that believed. He was talking to the leaders. Ye scornful men that rule this people. Let's go back to Romans 9. Context.
Because he's building something new.
Yeah.
Reestablishing.
There you go.
Have a new stone.
There you go. Context, y'all. We got to read this thing in its proper context and get the proper precepts. When we do that, we can see this was about the gathering of the nation, all 12 tribes, right? All 12 nations of Israel that make up the kingdom of the kingdom of heaven. We even read what Jacob or Israel was called a goyim, an assembly of nations, goy, the Hebrew word for Gentile.
Genesis 35.
Genesis 35, 10 through 11. Same word is used in Isaiah 11, 10 through 14 about the return of a Mashiach when he gathered a remnant of his people and the outcast of Israel. Then the outcasts are referred to as Gentiles, goyim. And then in the verse 14, talk about us laying hands on Edomites, Moabites, Ammonites, and Philistines. Hold on, aren't those heathens?
That's how they miss it.
Wow. It's going down now. The creative juices should be flowing by now. Let's get back to Romans 9. Paul is talking about his old fraternal brotherhood. Not every Israelite, because many of the Israelites believed that were living in Judea. It was the leaders that persecuted the Messiah, his disciples. Paul used to be a part of that same fraternal brotherhood until his experience on the road to Damascus, and he became all the way down with the Messiah. And he became hated by that old fraternal brotherhood that he turned his back on because he esteemed the riches of a Mashiach greater than everything else. No way. All right, let's get it.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption.
Come on.
And the glory.
Come on.
And the covenants. Covenants. That was a new word, wasn't it?
Come on, man. You got this, man. Come on.
Covenants. And the giving of the law. And the service of Yah.
Yeah.
And the promise.
All that. Come on, Doc.
Whose are the fathers, and to whom, as concerning of whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came.
Come on.
Who is over all. Yah blessed forever. Amen.
Come on.
Now.
Not.
Not as though.
Make your words large or something, man. You can't keep going off. All right, come on, let's get it. Verse 6.
Verse 6.
Yeah.
Not as though the word of Yah has taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are of Israel.
That makes starting to make sense now, right? Because who were the Israelites or the Judeans that was persecuting the believers? And if you persecuting the king and his followers, you not Israel. You're not the Israel of God or the Israel of Yah, like I say at the end of Galatians. You may be an Israelite, but you're not the Israel of Yah, right? The Most High has called this nation to operate in a certain spirit, man. And to what? Rally up under Mashiach. All right, go ahead.
Neither because they are the seed of Abraham, or they are children, but in Isaac shall the seed be called. And shall thy seed be called.
Yeah, so people like to run that. Well, you know, we are Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had father. Yeah, I hear you.
I am one of them.
So you remember them? Y'all remember them church songs?
Yeah, boy.
That's right, sister. Adoption being grafted back in. Yeah, I know. You like gospel music. I know you ain't clever.
No Father Abraham song, though.
So trip off this right here. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So yeah, Abraham had many children. He did, but the chosen line went through Isaac. All right. Yeah, it was a dance with it. Y'all remember that's why everybody laughing. Y'all used to sing that.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, y'all know it well. Boy, straight saucy.
Oh, y'all Christianites.
All right, come on, let's get it.
Verse 8.
Yeah.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of Yahweh, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
Yeah, that flesh is talking about Abraham's flesh. It's only the children of the promise. You understand? The promise was to Abraham through his wife Sarah that Isaac was coming. And Isaac shall your seed be called. All right? Abraham had many wives and many concubines and many children, but there's a chosen line. All right? Let's get it out.
For this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born,
right,
neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election.
According to what?
Election.
According to election might stand, meaning a choosing, right? Children weren't even born yet. Jacob and Esau weren't even born yet. Striving in the womb and all that. But that the purpose of Yah according to who he chooses. This is about the Most High's choosing her. All right, go ahead.
To election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
Yeah, straight up. So it was nothing that they did. It wasn't like Jacob and Esau did something. You understand? Being not even born yet or brought forth yet in their mother's womb. This is all about the Most High's choosing and calling, his election. That's what this whole thing is about. All right? That's what this whole thing is about. So we should never feel ashamed of being chosen or elected by the Most High.
Right.
To be his people, because this thing was foreordained before the foundation of the world. Right? And that's why the proper order is gather the tribes first. Get your people together first, man. The day before you out here trying to be an ambassador for heathens. All right, go ahead. Let's get it.
Verse 12.
Yeah.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger.
Come on.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, and Esau have I hated.
So that's written. That's in the book of Malachi, the first chapter. Right? That's the Most High's business. I love Jacob and hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste. And you shall call them the border of wickedness, the people in whom the Most High have indignation forever. You see? That's why I don't know why you want to claim Esau today. That's a hot potato. Nobody want to be Edom. Like he don't exist no more or something. Right? But who's our number one adversary? Who the hell are we? Who the hell been persecuting us?
The enemy of the Jews.
Man, it should not be. It shouldn't even make any questions on who he is. You did? All right, come on, Hebrew. Let's get it.
Verse 14. What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with Yahweh?
Matter of fact, hold on. Sister say, does that really mean no? Like, look, in the case of Jacob loving Leah or hating Leah and loving Rachel, yeah, that's what that means. But when it come down to him, loving Jacob and hate Esau, the scripture in Hebrews 12 called him a fornicator when he rejected his. He sold his birthright and all that for some lentils, right? No, I don't care if it's death on the table. You never get the covenant and the kingdom of the Most High up, ever. You dig? So when we go to Malachi 1, let's go there because that is a doctrine that's taught. So grab Malachi 1 for me real quick. Malachi 1. Let's read 1 through 4, I believe it is. So then you can see contextually, does it really mean love less? The Most High got a problem. And then specifically with them, a specific group of them Edomites, them Amalekites. Amalek. Yeah, he got war with them from generation to generation. If you do your research, it's leading a lot of us to believe that's the so-called Jewish faction over in the Holy Land today. Amalek. You know what I'm saying? And they got major smoke coming from the Most High. Major league. They're gonna be incinerated off this earth. Yeah. Read Malachi 1 real quick.
Verse 1 through.
Read 1 through
5.
Yeah, 1 through 4.
1 through 4.
Yeah, 1 through 4. Malachi 1 through 4. And the sister like this hate really mean love less. In the case of Jacob and his wives, Rachel and Leah, he loved Rachel more than he loved Leah. Right. But when you get into other books like Jubilees and all that, he said he loved Leah. She never spoke a harsh word to him the entire time she was living with him. He loved her. She produced 6 children for him. How couldn't you? You know what I'm saying? So yes, in that case, that's what that means. But when he say I hated Esau, watch this, Malachi the 1st chapter. And again, it's a lot of like different like sorcery out there to have you more like rubbing elbows with your enemy than uniting with your brothers. It's a lot of sorcery, man. It ain't a shot. It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you mean, that simply mean love less than
what we about to read.
Then what does this mean we about to read then? All right, start Malachi 1.
The burden of the word of the Most High to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, said Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
And see, we always ask about the white man today. That was a problem back then. What about the white man? Isn't he our brother? People are still saying that today, man. I see so-called perceived elders, say that, that's our brother. But we were saying that then. Was not Esau Jacob's brother? All right, go ahead. All right.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Yeah.
Saith Yah. Yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau.
I love Jacob, and I hated Esau. That's the Most High's purpose according to election. Right? Go ahead.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
That's that he don't even got no heritage. That's why he steals everybody's heritage.
That's why he cloned.
He's everybody.
Nomadic.
He's an Arab. He's a Jew. He's an Israelite. He's the last Sumerian, the last Mohican. He's an Egyptian. You know what I'm saying? Italian, Colombian, Puerto Rican. Al Pacino played an Italian, Puerto Rican, and a Colombian.
Satan.
He played every damn body. The last Prince of Persia, the Three Musketeers. He's everybody. King James, King Henry.
He gonna be Tupac in about 50 years.
Yeah, about 50 years he be Tupac. You know what I'm saying? Right? But no, what does this mean right here? Most High say he laid his heritage and everything waste. He don't have no heritage. Right? That's why he got to steal everything. And that's why he had to whitewash all the images and everything. Y'all, this is truth. People look at it as if it's hate. It's the truth, though. All right, go ahead. Let's get it.
Malachi 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yah of hosts.
Yeah.
They shall build, but I will throw down. and they shall call them the border of wickedness.
You should call them. See, Esau then became a people. You should call them the border of wickedness. Go ahead.
And the people against whom the Most High have indignation.
There you go.
Forever.
That means the Most High got smoke for them forever. Most High got smoke for them forever. And y'all, we ain't making this up. That's what I'm saying. People get mad when you bring this stuff up because it make them uncomfortable and it make their listeners uncomfortable. This is the truth. What are we doing hiding this? Back to Romans 9. So no, it's not love less in that aspect. It simply means Most High got smoke for Esau.
Right.
He got smoke for them. You dig? Major league drama is coming for them. And when you read Edom in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, the last paragraph, it said Edom is the only people in whom the Most High is promised to not show mercy in the future judgment.
Ooh.
That's what the Bible scholars wrote about it. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is, man. All right, so look, let's get back to it. Romans 9. Romans 9, right?
14.
We in verse 14. All right. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. All right, come on, Hebrew.
Verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
What shall we say then?
Mm-hmm.
Is there unrighteousness in Yahweh?
Mm-hmm.
Yah forbid.
So what's that? That's the next step. Somebody gonna say that ain't right.
Right.
How you love somebody and hate somebody else? What you gonna say? What is unrighteousness with the Most High? No, it ain't. God forbid. No, it's not. All right, Most High know what he doing. He know who he love and who he hate, like you do.
Mm.
All right, come on, Ak, let's get it.
Verse 15.
Yeah.
For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy,
Mm-hmm.
and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion.
That's the Most High's right. He got that. He got every right to have mercy on us. You understand? And have smoke for the enemy. He got every right to. I'm gonna have mercy on who I choose to have mercy on. Hey, if you can't beat them, join them. I don't know what to tell you. All right, go ahead, Ak.
So then, it is not of him that willeth,
Mm-hmm.
nor of him that runneth,
Mm-hmm.
but of the Most High that showeth mercy.
Yeah, it ain't about your desire because you don't like the fact that Most High loved Jacob and hate Esau. And nothing to do with your own will or your own race. You think you're gonna be able to just ignore a certain thing? No, it's the Most High that chooses to show mercy. It's the Most High that chooses to pour his wrath out. All right, come on, Ak, let's get it.
Verse 17.
Yeah.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I may show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
That's powerful, man.
Very effective.
That's powerful right there. All right, for this purpose I raised you up, right? And the modern day Pharaoh, who you got? You understand? Who's the modern day ruler of this earth? Who you dealing with? You're dealing with this so-called, who you call white man, right? He been raised up so the Most High glory can be shown. Because when he fall, you gonna know it was an act of the Most High. Act of the Most High, gotta be. All right, come on, Ak, let's get it.
Nobody says po-Egyptians. Verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, have he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will, he hardens. Thou
You hear what he say? Have mercy on who he will, and whom he will, he harden. The Most High desire to harden Pharaoh's heart or Esau's heart. That's his business. It's just what it is. All right, go ahead. Ak.
Verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Thou wilt say then unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who has resisted his will?
Now, how could he ever condemn Esau or Pharaoh if the Most High is the one pulling the strings? Right? That's your next question. We get real corner when dealing with the Most High. Why? That don't sound right. Well, why? How could he condemn them if they all acting according to his will? Why would he be condemned? The Bible got you already said. The Bible already know your responses. Most High already got an answer for your carnal, rebellious neck already.
Yeah.
He already got it. All right, come on now.
Nay, but old man, who art thou that repliest against Yah? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Now, who are you to reply against the Most High? You got to dig? right?
You need to shut your
The
mouth.
clay can't say to the potter, why did you make me a
cup,
right? Or a toilet or a commode.
shit box.
You dig? The clay can't say to the potter what it is. How you gonna reply to the Most High? Why? Should a thing formed say to him that formed it, why have you made me like this? The answer is no, right? Well, you ain't got nothing coming from the Most High because you don't understand how he get down. You understand his will that must be done. All right, go ahead.
21.
Yeah.
Has not the potter power over the clay, or the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Yeah, out of the same lump of clay. He can make some fine china dishes, right? Or he can make a toilet bowl. Whatever he choose, right? And if you don't never say nothing to the potter, you understand, that make all type of vessels for you to drink out of and even boo-boo on, how dare you even open your mouth toward the Most High? All right, come on, Knock, let's get it.
22.
Yeah.
What if Yah, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endure it with much long suffering, the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
That means he made certain vessels to destroy him. Boy, it make you really perceive and look at your creator totally different now. But most of us raised in the Christian church thinking the Most High is the tooth fairy. He love everybody.
He got to accept what I think.
Yeah, he got to accept what I think. I just ain't cool with that.
I don't think God will do that.
Not my Jesus.
Not my sweet Jesus.
Y'all see how rebellious we done became? As if the Most High about to stop what he doing just because you don't like it. We done became so vain, man. Right? And we better be careful because that murmuring is what got us killed in the wilderness.
Oh, wait.
We need to shut up and keep our head low.
Say, boy,
right.
Like stop all that. All that. Well, you know how people get stiff necked. See, that don't make no sense to me. You need to sit on down and shut your mouth.
Straight up.
Did?
And hurry up.
Because you make these same judgments every day. You go in your closet and pick out what clothes you want to wear. Can your red sweater get mad because you picked your blue sweater? Huh? Can your one outfit get mad because you done turned it into your workout clothes and not your going out clothes?
I mean, all the sense of the world, you say.
No. You make these decisions every day. But when it comes to the Most High, now it's a problem. It's like, oh, no, that ain't fair. So you mean to tell me you got the ability to do these things, but the Most High don't?
He created you.
Yeah, starting to unfold. All right, come on, Knock, let's get it.
And that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
We are the vessels of mercy. The vessels of destruction are our enemies. Right? Which he had afore prepared unto glory. Verse 24 is where everybody love to go. Never let them one-line you. Let's get it. Verse 24.
Even us, whom he hath called. He knows he said
us.
Us. Not of the Jews.
Circle that us in your Bible. Us. Come on.
Even us, whom he hath called. Not of the Jews only, but also the Gentiles.
No, we read that right there and say, white man. You see? White man. You dig? That's wild, man. We ran through all this. Esau all the way back here. I love Jacob, hate Esau. You get the one verse that you think is vouching for your slave master. You're like, oh, there it is. Hold on. We just read he hate Esau. We just read in Malachi 1, called them the border of wickedness. The people in whom I have smoked forever, indignation forever. We get down to this verse 24 and all that goes out the window. That's how you know our people got a low attention span, man. We done read all this, showed you Israelites being uncircumcised, circumcised, who believed, who didn't believe, strangers according to the law, strangers according to prophecy, Jacob being called Gentile himself. We done went into all, you done forgot all this. And we get to Romans 9:24 and you ready to close the book, slave master, all good.
That boy back here laughing like a mug.
Trip off that, man. That's how destroyed we've become. You see? And we never trip. Just keep reading. All right? Good thing you called us, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles, not of the circumcision only, but also of the uncircumcision. And we're going to prove it. Let's read. Next verse.
And he said also in OC,
OC is Hosea, right? Go ahead.
I will call them my people, which were not my people, and her beloved, which was not beloved.
Come on, verse
The
26.
key word is my people again.
No doubt. Verse 26, what does it say?
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall ye be called the children of the living power.
We need Hosea 2 and 23, and we need Hosea 1 and 10. Now, I didn't quote Hosea, Paul did. All right, so let's prove that these Gentiles he's speaking of are actually Israelites, the uncircumcision. You understand? Scattered remnants of the southern and northern kingdom who took on Greek ways, Asian ways, African ways. You understand? And went off and be identified with the nations round about them. We read in 1 Maccabees 1, 11 through 15. Read in Jeremiah 9, 24 through 26, all Israel uncircumcised in heart. We even read in this Pontius Pilate, called them foreign Jews. We've read this, right? So we're not making this up. Then Paul gets down here, tell you the love most I got for Jacob, the hatred he got for Esau, compared that to Pharaoh, said he got the right to love who he want and show mercy who he want and destroy whoever he want. He got that right. Then we get down to verse 24 of us, not of the Jews only, but the Gentiles. That quick, you jump back to Massa. The next verse, but he quote Hosea. So let's prove what we got to go back to the prophet now, because Paul quoted Hosea. Read Hosea 2 and 23, 22 and 23. Hosea 2 and 20. Hosea 2, verse 22 through 23. Then we Hosea 1, 10 through 11.
Okay, I got that. Hosea chapter 2, verse 22.
Yeah.
And the earth shall hear the corn and the yayin and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel.
Jezreel is another name for Israel, meaning planting of the Most High. You understand? When we planted back in our land, Jezreel. All right, come on, Hebrew.
And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy.
I will have mercy on her who have not obtained mercy. That's what all that was about. I'm gonna have mercy on who I'm going to have mercy, show mercy to, right? And who heart I harden, who heart I will to harden, that's who I'm going to harden. So now he's talking about a specific people, Jezreel, another name for Israel. Okay, go ahead.
And I will say to them, which were not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say, thou art my Yah.
Right, jump over to Hosea 1, 10 through 11.
Yet the numbers of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Yeah.
And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, you are not my people.
Hold on, who's the them?
The Israelites.
That just said the children of Israel. So can I do a Jedi mind trick and throw?
Yeah, you can.
Caesar in there?
People do it.
Can I throw Alexander the Greek in there? Can I throw Jet Li in there? Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jason Bourne? That just said the children of Israel shall be as the sands of the sea, which cannot be measured or numbered. And it shall be said in the place where it was said unto them. Them, according to what we read, he's talking about children of Israel, right? Where said unto them, go ahead.
Which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people.
Wow.
There it shall be said unto them,
wow,
ye are the sons of the living power.
So who are the Gentiles Paul was talking about in Romans, the 9th chapter? Got to be scattered Israel. You understand? Who actually, and we become not his people because what? We take on the customs of the heathens. Yeah, Greeks and all that. So now we see what Paul was quoting. He quoted Hosea for a reason, to identify that the Gentiles that he was sent to, the uncircumcision that he was sent to, are the scattered tribes of Israel. who became uncircumcised because they took on the ways of the nations. If y'all understand that, please throw a 7 up in the chat. Please throw a 7 up in the chat. Yeah, Yadi, Paul just called Israelites Gentiles. Yeah. If you go to Genesis 35, 10 through 11, the prophecy of Jacob being called a Gentile is right in there. You should become a nation and an assembly of nations. Look that word nations up. It's going to say Goyim or Gawayam, which is the Hebrew word for a Gentile. It's even in the prophecy, man. Yeah. Yeah. Now, guess what? Everything should be unlocking now. Now you can read Galatians, like, okay, dang, he ain't talking about the clan. You can read Ephesians, okay, he ain't talking about he ain't talking about David Duke and them in Romans and Acts. And yeah, this Bible's for you, Israel. Yeah, yeah. We must unite up under Messiah as one conquering, powerful nation. Yeah, put the stick back together. That's grafting. That's grafting. That's when we get to Romans 11, it's about the grafting. Yeah. You say, why were they a wild olive tree? Because they were into idolatry and took on the ways of heathens. That's easy, man. You dig? That's easy. We're going to go over the riches of it too. What are the riches? The world got rich. The Romans were already rich before they conquered Jerusalem. What are you talking about? Talking about monetarily wise? So the riches ain't even money. Wow, man. All right, come on, Knock. Let's get it.
Finish that up. Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together and appoint themselves one head, and they shall come up out of the land. For great shall be the day of Jezreel.
Great shall be the planting of the Most High, man. Right? And the head that we have appointed is the Messiah. I'm saying that's who we rally up under. All right, let's get back to Romans 9. Romans 9. So that means everybody understand that the Gentiles that Paul or the uncircumcision he was sent to, right? I speak to you Gentiles, and as much as I'm an apostle to the Gentiles, I magnify my office. He's talking to scattered Israelites, right? Remnants of the southern and northern kingdom who took on the ways of the surrounding heathens, right? Peter was sent to the circumcision, right? Those in Judea who remained up under the laws of Moses, the covenants, and even oral traditions. You understand? And the argument is Messiah died for both of y'all, but a lot of them, the leaders didn't accept Messiah, but a lot of the people did. The common folk accepted the Messiah under the circumcision. It was the leaders that had a problem with it. All right? It is what it is. That's right. All right, come on. Back to Romans 9. Romans 9, verse 27. Let's get it.
Esaias also cries concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved.
Yeah, so that's Isaiah 10, 22 to 23. He quoting scripture. He said, Esaias also crieth concerning Israel. Also. Thought we talking about Gentiles. The Gentiles that Paul was sent to, I'm going to say it again, or the uncircumcision, you understand, or scattered Israelites who took on the ways of the surrounding nations. All right, come on, Knock, let's get it.
Ready?
Verse 29.
Verse 29. And as Esaias said before, except Yahweh of Shabbat or the Sabbath.
Sabaoth.
Sabaoth.
It's not Sabbath, it's Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts. Go ahead.
Lord of hosts. Oh, I killed that. Except the Lord of hosts had left us a seed, we had been as Sodom and been like unto Gomorrah.
Yeah, now trip off this. And then even when we talk about the remnant of Israel, don't forget many of the Jews in Judea believed in the Messiah. So Paul, when he's talking about the non-believing Israelites or Jews, he ain't talking about the ones that believed. He's talking about the leaders of the people who handed Messiah over and was persecuting his disciples. And Paul used to be a part of that same brotherhood. That's what we talking about. You understand? That way you can understand, okay, bang, that's what we talking about. I wish my brotherhood could get this, man. You know, I'm a Hebrew of Hebrews. I was circumcised on the 8th day. And touching the law, I was blameless. And it was Pharisee. I wish y'all could get this, man. That's how this whole chapter started out. All right, go ahead, Doc. Let's get it.
It make too by him being the Lord of hosts, and said left a seed, just like in Sodom. So if it wasn't for Lot being left, then out of Sodom, they've been utterly destroyed.
Yeah.
Every inhabitant. But he always reserves him a remnant.
No doubt, Doc.
So I'm saying, so he just asked, like, man, if remnant of y'all get it, it'd be cool then.
Yeah.
Be good. Verse 30. What shall we say then? That the Gentiles which follow not after righteousness have attained to righteousness, even the righteous which is of faith.
Now remember, these Gentiles are Israelites, right? Scattered southern and northern kingdoms that took on the way by these surrounding nations. But guess what? They start believing in Messiah. While the leaders of the circumcision down in Judea persecuted him. So what it say right there? It say, what shall we say then? That the Gentiles or the Israelite foreigners which follow not after righteousness have attained to righteousness, even the righteousness which is of faith. They believed. They believed, okay, that's the Messiah spoken of, right, in the law of Moses, in the Tanakh, in the prophets. They believed, right? Go ahead, Hebrew, verse 31.
But Israel, there we go again,
come on,
which follow after the law of righteousness, has not attained the law of righteousness.
Attained to the law of righteousness. Israel who? The man? The land?
Or the people?
All the people? Or a specific group of the people? A specific group, the Pharisees in them, man. Like when Paul, when he finally say all Israel, then you're going to know exactly he's talking about all Israel, right? You got to read this in this context because, again, many of them believe. John 11 and 45, John 12, 9 through 11, John 8, 30 through 32. Many of the Jews believed. So what Israel is he talking about that follow after the law of righteousness have not attained unto the law of righteousness? Got to be talking about the wicked leaders that persecuted Messiah. Paul's old brotherhood. All right, next verse, 32.
32. Wherefore, because they sought it not by faith.
They sought it not by faith. You ain't, look, you claiming you doing the works of the law and animal sacrificing and doing all that, right? But you don't believe that this is the Messiah.
You did it by ritual.
Yeah, so you follow after the law of righteousness, but you didn't attain it. Why? Because you don't believe in Hamashiach. Faith, belief. All right, go ahead, Op.
But as it were by the works of the law, for they stumbled at the stumbling stone.
The works of the law, you can go into Leviticus 16, that whole chapter. Leviticus 16, verse 4 through 6, verse 14 through 16, verse 24 through 26, and you're going to see the works of the law that had to be done, the rituals that had to be done so you could be innocent from your crime against the Most High. They rather had killed them some animals and do some blood sacrifice than believe in the blood atoning sacrifice of Messiah. So even though they following out the law of righteousness, they never became righteous. Who is the they again, though? All of Israel? The leaders of the people that was in Judea, the scribes, Pharisees, and Sadducees. They didn't believe. So they following after the law of righteousness, but they couldn't attain it, right? The Israelite foreigners heard the faith, heard the truth of Messiah and was like, man, that's the truth. And they didn't follow. They didn't do all these works y'all was doing. They wasn't offering up their sacrifices like y'all was doing. But they believed in the sacrifice of the son of the Messiah. I mean, son of the Most High, should I say, the Messiah. You dig? That faith made them righteous. Right? Come on, Doc, let's get it.
Verse 33. As it is written, behold, I lay in Zion.
I lay where?
In Zion.
Why he talking about Zion? No, he's talking about Gentiles. Behold, I lay in Zion. Come on.
A stumbling stone, and rock of offense. Whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
Yeah, see, the Messiah is a stumbling stone. A lot of people stumbled at him. The leaders and all that, they stumbled at him. A rock of offense. But if you believe, you won't be ashamed. That's the prophecy, Isaiah 28, 14 through 17. All right, so let's keep this same vibration going as we go into chapter 10. Yeah, let's go on to chapter 10 and do the same thing. Because we already identified Paul then called these Gentiles Israelites. Hosea chapter 2, verse 22 to 23, Hosea 1, 10 through 11. We already identified. He just called them Israelites. So we can't. So if this is about Israelites, the Gentiles in chapter 9, how can we get to chapter 10 and it be about Caesar? How will we get to chapter 11? It'd be about Ned Flanders, Mr. Rogers, Homer Simpson, Bart Simpson.
Verse 1 starts off.
You see? We got to really read this thing, man. You dig? We didn't already identify with the proper precepts in the Bible. This is not talking about Homer Simpson and Bart Simpson. If y'all understand that, throw a 7 up in the chat. Let's get into chapter 10. Let's get into chapter 10.
Romans 10, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved.
Acts 13, if you keep reading, my sister, he quotes Isaiah 11, verse 10 through 14. You dig? And if you read that, that's about the gathering of the 12 tribes before we go lay hands on the other nations, Edom, Moab, and Ammon. He stands up and says, the root of Jesse shall stand up for an ensign of the people. That's the Messiah. That's him at his second coming, gathering all 12 tribes of Israel, including the outcast of Israel. And they're called Gentiles in that verse. Then once they're gathered, we go lay hands on the heathens, the other nations. So now these are Israelite foreigners, sister. Israelite foreigners. You understand? That were in the synagogues in these various spots. Right? Because you had those of the circumcision that had set up synagogues around Ephesus, Galatia, Corinth. You feel me? Teaching their doctrine. You dig? So when Paul and them would travel, they would go to the synagogue. The book of Romans was not written to Caesar's palace. It was written to the synagogue in Rome. The book Ephesians was written to the synagogue in Ephesus, where the law and the prophets were being read. You understand? The book of Galatia was written to the synagogue in Galatia. All right? Now, you got the circumcision there. You dig? And then you got the uncircumcised Israelites who believe in Messiah that's there. Paul and them coming in and they're standing up in the synagogue on the Sabbath day, professing with their mouth that the Messiah, according to the law and the prophets, has come. And it's Yahweh Shai who was crucified on the Pontius Pilate. That's what that is. You dig? So now in that Acts 13, he actually quotes Isaiah 11, 10 through 14. All right. And you'll see that once the 12 tribes are gathered, and we're called outcasts in them verses, and Gentiles in them verses, and nations in them verses. When you get down to verse 14, we start laying hands on these other nations, Moab, Edom, and Ammon. All right, let's get it, Hebrew.
Romans 10, verse 3. For they being ignorant.
Start at verse 1 again, bro.
Okay, verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yahweh for Israel is that they might be saved.
Hold on, Israel.
For Israel is that they might be saved.
So a lot of people read this and think he's talking about all of Israel. But we know better now, don't we?
Kind.
Because we done read where many Jews believed in him. Right? John 11 and 45, John 12, 9 through 11, and John 8, 30 through 32. So what Israel is Paul praying for? That they might be saved or receive the understanding of the Messiah. His brethren. Who are his brethren? The Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the scribes, the leaders in Judea. Yeah, he in 10 and 1 right now. That they might be saved. Verse 2, come on.
For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yah, but not according to knowledge.
Yeah, I think this is about them in the church. When I first came to the truth, we always used to read this as if this was talking about them in the church. The Christian church wasn't even invented then. See, put it in context. Go into your history. The Christian church was not even invented then. So who is he talking about that has a zeal of Yahweh? You understand? But it's not according to knowledge. Again, you can't be talking about the many of them that believed. There you go, man. It ain't that hard once you just put it in its proper context. You be like, dang, there it is right there. All right, come on, Knock, let's get it.
For they being ignorant of Yah's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness,
Mhm.
have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yahweh.
He got, that's clear. He got to be talking about his fraternal brotherhood of the Pharisees, the leaders. He got to be, because again, many of us believed that were in Judea, born in Israel, that were circumcised, right? So who hasn't submitted themselves into the righteousness of Yahweh? The righteousness of Yahweh is Yahweh's son. Who hasn't submitted? Who are ignorant? Who are those that are ignorant? You understand, of Yahweh's righteousness? Yeah, it would have to be, because they claim they follow the law and all that.
Mhm.
You feel me? And they follow the prophets. Well, if you believe the law and the prophets, why you don't believe in Messiah? You don't went about to establish your own righteousness. Now, how do you do that if it ain't about tradition? You got something called the Talmud, don't you? Oral tradition, establishing your own righteousness. Yeah. They have not submitted themselves to the righteousness of Yahweh. And Paul would know, because he used to be a part of that. You got brothers used to break this down back in the day, like he was talking about all of Israel. Like, bro, how was that possible when Peter and them were Israelites? John and them was Israelites. John the Baptist and Bartholomew and Matthew and all these out. So what do you mean that Israel has not submitted themselves? A certain group. Again, we either talking about Israel, the man, the land, every person in Israel, or a specific group in Israel. And according to the prophecy, Isaiah 28, we talking about the scornful men that rule this people that are in Jerusalem. Let's get it.
For Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth.
See, so it says he is the end of the law, or the purpose, the goal of the law, right? End means goal, right? Like you reach the end, you didn't reach your goal. And he's not end like it don't, like it's none effect anymore. But he's the goal of the law for everyone that believeth. All right, go ahead, Hop.
For Moshe describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth those things shall live by them.
The man that doeth those things shall live by them, right? All right, come on, let's get it.
But the righteousness which is of faith.
Nobody said he wasn't healing. He wasn't healing dogs. All right? Stay focused. Take notes. All right, come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
But the righteousness which is of faith speaketh on this wise. Say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven, that is to bring Hamashiach down from above,
right?
Or who shall descend into the deep, that is to bring up Hamashiach again from the dead.
Yeah.
But what say it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth and in thy heart.
Come on.
That is the word of faith, which we preach.
Deuteronomy 30:14. What it say? The word is near, even in thy mouth and in thy heart, or in your mind. If you're thinking it, you're speaking it, right? And if you're thinking it, it's because you heard it. You heard the word, it's on your mind, and you speak it. Faith. You believe what you're saying, right? The law of faith is what everybody duck. Faith is a law too. A lot of these men walking around here, works of the law and all that, and they ain't got the belief. You don't even believe in the Mashiach. That's what it was. He was talking about his Pharisaical brotherhood. You understand? Come on, Ak, let's get it. And notice he's quoting Torah now. For all these men that claim they heavy into the Torah, why they got a problem with Paul? He's quoting the Torah. They love to try to chop his writings up and try to say he was a sellout or whatever. Then why is he quoting the Old Testament to prove his point? All right, go ahead, Ak, let's get it.
Romans 10 and verse 9. That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth, the Master Yahweh Shah, and shall believe in thine heart that Yahweh have raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved.
You feel me? So that's a promise. You confess with your mouth, Yahweh Shah, and believe that the Most High raised him from the dead, you shall be, meaning you on the path to salvation. Don't lose your crown, though.
Right.
You understand? Don't lose your salvation. You don't show up for the first day of high school and say, I graduated. Can't show up as a freshman, just register and say, I graduated. No, you got to finish your course. All right, go ahead, Ak, let's get it.
For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
That's right.
For the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed.
Come on.
For there is no difference. For there is no difference.
Oh, here everybody go. Now look, this is how quick we're going to lose our understanding. So we read about 5 scriptures in the beginning that there is a difference between the Israelites and everybody else. Right? Now, if we get all the way over here, if Paul is saying that there is no difference, then he's saying all the scriptures we read are null and void. Or he's saying that he's saying something that you don't understand. You see? We got to stop being simple with this Bible. What is he talking about? All right, come on, Doc, let's get it.
Romans chapter 10, verse 12.
Yeah.
But there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek.
Oh, go ahead.
For the same master over all is rich unto all that call upon him.
Yeah, so that's what people love to go there and quote that right there. No difference between the Jew and the Greek. Now, question, when did Jew ever mean all 12 tribes? Biblically speaking. Never. Never. Have Israelites ever been called or considered Greeks? Yeah. Yeah. 1 Maccabees 1, 11 through 15. Right? Even when you look up Grecian in the scriptures, they go into Greek-speaking Jews. You see? A lot of these brothers were actually born in Greece, speaking Greek, took on Greek customs. Right? So these Gentiles that we speaking about in the Romans 9, and these Greeks right here we speaking about are scattered Israelites. It don't go from it being Israelites at the end of Romans 9 to being the Alexander the Greek in Romans the 10th chapter.
A whole different set.
Because the whole thing is about what? Gathering the 12 tribes first before the nations come and submit and subject themselves to us. You see? That's the history of it. And look, even in here, once again, I keep pulling it up. He's even said there are Greek Jews. The foreign Jews that was leaving for Passover, come down for Passover and then leave, Greek Jews. You see, even Pontius Pilate knew that. Easy work. You dig? But it's hard for us to stay focused, man. We see this and be like, oh man, that's a kind of see. So that means either what we read earlier is all wrong, right? Or you just don't know what Paul's saying. Right? He's saying there's no difference between the circumcision and the uncircumcision. Because they both Israelites by blood. You understand? And that's the nation Yahushua came and died for, man. To break down the middle wall of petition that we may be one stick in his hand again. All right, go ahead, Doc. Let's get it.
For whosoever shall call upon the name of the master shall be saved. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
How you gonna call if you don't believe? Right? How you gonna call on them if you ain't somebody came and told you about it and you believed it, right? And then you be in trouble when you open your mouth up. How you gonna call if you don't believe? Or you don't have faith? All right, go ahead.
And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Now that's powerful right there, because let's go read it actually. Isaiah 52. Showing you it's about Israel the whole time, man. Isaiah 52. Let's read like 7 and 8, I believe it is. And the Most High bless all y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support. It's really about us. All right. Isaiah 52, I think it's 7. Yep, 7 and 8. I'm showing you that that these Greeks that he's talking about here in that verse are actually Israelites. Look, and then look, I'm not the one quoting Isaiah. Paul is. You see? It'd be different if we were just making it up and Paul was never quoting the scripture. But he's actually quoting the scripture to prove his point about these Jews and Greeks and how there is no difference. Now let's see if Greeks are mentioned in Isaiah 52. Because he quoted Isaiah 52. All right, verse 7 and 8.
How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of him that bringeth good tidings.
Didn't we just read that? We just read that in Romans 10 and 15. Come on, Doc.
That publish peace, that bring good tidings of good, that publisheth salvation. Such saith unto Zion, thy power reigns.
That saith to who?
Thy power reigns.
That saith to Zion.
Zion.
Right? Mount Zion is Jerusalem. This whole thing is about Israel. Zion, Jerusalem. Thy power reigneth. There is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. Right? Now, when you look this Greek up right here, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. When you get down to the Strong's definition, they have a word in the parentheses right there. What'd that say right there? In parentheses.
Grecian.
Grecian. Pull up Acts 6:1 for me. So see the definition of Grecian. Wow. That's in their definition. I didn't make the Strong's Concordance up.
Grecian is G1675. Hellenistes. A Hellenist. One who imitates the manners and customs of the worship of Greeks and use the Greek tongue. Used in the New Testament of Jews born in foreign lands and speaking Greek.
Wow. Right? And that's right here. You click on it, it's going to say Hellen. And when you get down to the Strong's definition in the parentheses, it say a Hellen, Grecian, or inhabitant of Hellas. Why they got Grecian in the parentheses? Let's get back to Isaiah 52, man. You have a Hellenist or Greek-speaking Jew, a Grecian. Yeah, a Greek-speaking Jew. It's an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? That was living, that was born in the Greek Isles or whatever, took on the Greek customs. Look, their fathers went off back in 1 Maccabees 11. 1 Maccabees 1, verse 11 through 15. We ain't making this stuff up, man. All right, so come on, Hebrew, let's get it. Where was you at?
Come on, Romans.
Romans, yeah, Romans 10. And then we was in Isaiah 52, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was in Isaiah 52. Isaiah 52, read that 7 through 8. The saith to Zion. That's how we know what it is.
Verse 8.
We got to precept this thing all the way out. If you precept it out, you'll be right on point. Right?
That's rightly dividing the truth.
Yeah, you let Paul, look, all we doing is letting Paul explain himself.
Right.
When he quoted it.
Yeah, he quoting it. We go there and read it. It ain't even that hard, y'all.
You don't? Okay.
Now I'm in verse 8.
Okay.
Thou watchman shall lift up the voice. With the voice together shall they sing. For they shall see eye to eye.
That way, they shall see. Who is the they? Who is the they that's going to see eye to eye in that day? Who?
Somebody else eye with somebody else eye.
Who going to see eye to eye? Yeah, the northern, southern kingdom, the children of Israel. Right? People like, y'all don't get along right now. Y'all disagree on stuff. We going to see eye to eye. Go ahead, Doc.
When the Most High shall bring again Zion.
And the Most High gathers Zion. That's when we going to see eye to eye.
For the nation.
Until then, we supposed to be moving toward one another. That's just what it is, man. This whole thing was about the gathering of the 12 tribes first. Then the other nations. You understand? They're going to have to come and submit themselves. The remnants of them that are left, because a lot of them the Most High got smoked for. The remnants of them that are left. Right? And that's why it's important for us to hurry up and get it right, man. We be tripping out here. We better hurry up, man. We got all this the Most High done gave us, promised us, even sent this son that we may have passage back to the throne, man. We playing around. And now we done find out in these late hours that the Gentile that he's speaking of in the New Testament is us as well. Oh, really? Really? A lot of Jewels, bro. A lot of Jewels. You dig? All we had to do was just read it, man. And always keep in your mind, ain't nothing wrong with this Bible. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with my mind if I can't explain. I need to study some more, but ain't nothing wrong with this. It's all good, Ed, bro. It's all good, man. It must have been time to bring all this out because, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of our brothers, you know what I'm saying, stuck in certain mindsets and couldn't explain certain things. But just let it precept out and let Paul explain himself. You'll see it. All right, come on, Hebrew. Yeah, there are two different definitions for Gentile. But look, when you go into if you just follow what Paul is saying based off his precepts that he's quoting, Hosea, Isaiah, and all that, you'll see it ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do with no heathens at all. You feel me? So just let the book precept itself. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll be like, dang, hold on, that's crazy. Like in 1 Corinthians 10, Kephas, like in 1 Corinthians 10, you read 1 Corinthians 10, 1 through 4, you'll see, or 1 through 5, it says, moreover, brethren, all our fathers were under the cloud, and all our fathers passed through the sea. I was baptized under Moses in the cloud and the sea. There wasn't no Corinthians there. Wasn't no Greeks there. So who are Paul's brethren that he's talking to whose forefathers left Egypt? That's just what it is. Let Paul explain himself. All right. Let Paul explain himself. You'll see it. You'll be like, dang. All right. All right. Come on, Hebrew. Let's get it. And then also Kephas, when you go to Genesis 35, 10 through 11, Jacob is called a Gentile, an assembly of nations. Goyim. You dig? That's the Hebrew word for a Gentile. In Genesis 10 and 5. You see? So again, precept it down. I know a lot of us want to save Massa, but it ain't no saving them in that aspect. Gather with your people first. Get them together. You dig? The other nations that are left, according to Amos 9, 11, and 12, will submit themselves to us and be had in possession of us. You dig? But the tabernacle of David must be raised up and the breaches must be repaired first. That's what it is. All right, come on, Hebrew. Let's get it.
Romans chapter.
The heathens gonna serve us in the kingdom. But you know this. Take notes, man. We know you spiritual warriors in Yah and Christ. Come on, you already know what it is. Watch part 1, 2, and 3. This is part 4. Take notes.
Who's that, Keith?
Yeah, that's Kephas. Come on, Hebrew. Let's get it.
Romans 10.
You know who gonna serve us in the kingdom. Stop playing. Come on, Hot.
Romans 10 and verse 16.
Yeah.
Shalom, Keith. But they have not all obeyed the gospel.
But they all, hold on. But who?
But they have not all obeyed the gospel.
Who all haven't obeyed the gospel? He can't be talking about the majority of the Jews that believed in him. He talking about again, y'all, the leaders, the scribes and Pharisees, the Sanhedrin in them, those that were conspiring to persecute and crucify him and his disciples. See, it's that simple. Come on, Hot.
For Isaiah said, Yahweh, who has believed our report?
Who have believed our report? Isaiah again. And this is a prophecy about the Messiah. Who have believed our report, right? Well, who didn't believe he was the Messiah? The same answer. The scribes and Pharisees. Leadership. All right, go ahead.
So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of Yah. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily. Their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. But I say, did not Israel know?
Did not Israel know? Come on.
First, Moshe said, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people, and by a foolish nation I will anger you.
Hold there. Give me Isaiah 7 and 8. Isaiah 7 and 8. Isaiah 7 and 8. Let's see. All right. Now, look, we all know, if you go into the history, you all know that Israel and Judah are separate nations since the split. And then when we read Genesis 35, 10 through 11, Israel or Jacob became a multitude of nations. All right. Now, is there anywhere in the scripture where the northern kingdom is referred to not as people? Isaiah 7 and 8. Let's read it.
For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is reason. And within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken.
Shall Ephraim, that's the largest tribe out of the northern kingdom. So sometimes the northern kingdom was called Ephraim. Shall Ephraim be broken? Come on.
That it be not a people.
That it be what?
Not a people.
Not a people. Not a people. You talking about the northern kingdom. You see? The Bible was prophesying about us falling off and becoming not a people. If you're not his people, you're a heathen. Ephraim is one of the tribes. You see? And because of idolatry, that's what they became, not a people. All right? So what is this provoking the jealousy? Is it provoking us jealousy to take up arms against the white man? Because you believe the Greek and the Gentile is the white man. Or is it for the leadership down in Judea to reconsider the law and the prophets and accept Christ? When you see your foreign brothers who wasn't circumcised on the 8th day, ain't down in your temples keeping no type of rituals or nothing, you understand? But they got the Holy Spirit. And they preaching the gospel and spreading it. You see? Naturally, it's going to provoke you to jealousy. Like, how is the power of God with them and not us? And we the ones that stayed home. He didn't accept Christ. So this is actually a good provoking. It ain't like provoke you to jealousy and anger. Like, so what is that supposed to do? We see the white man in power, take up guns and go try to overthrow him? Nah, get on board. Come on, Hebrew, let's get it. All right, come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
You want me on it?
Read
Are
on.
you done with it?
Oh, I didn't even read it.
Verse 20 and 21. And then we just come back and do part 5. We do Isaiah, we do Romans 11 for part 5. You know, so we been going 3 hours.
My bad. Cool. No, what I was doing was I was tripping off that Samaria, right? So we was dealing with Ephraim and the woman at the well that Christ was speaking with. And she said, this is, the well of our fathers. You see what I'm saying? So that kind of makes sense when you talk to the woman at the well and he's dealing with her and saying that these people have to worship me in spirit and truth. He's just basically telling her it's time for you to even come back. Because she let you know it's not common for you to be dealing with me. Even Ephraim knew that. Ephraim knew that Judah wasn't dealing with them. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you always say in script, Judah and Israel. The covenant will be with Judah and Israel. You know, Judah, Israel, Judah, Israel.
Now, when you get to the book of Kings, you're going to start seeing wars between the northern and southern kingdom.
Yeah, so that Sumerian woman was probably definitely an Israelite.
You know what I'm saying? You got to see wars between them. You're going to start seeing, at times we went to war together, but at times we was at war with each other.
Right.
Killing each other and all type of stuff. There's a wall of division, right, between the northern and southern kingdom, and even in the southern kingdom between the leadership and those that follow Messiah. You feel me? He died for both. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? It was time for Israel to accept him and become one stick in the nation, one stick in the hand of the Most High. And only through Christ is the way. Only through Messiah is the way. No other way. You get it. And that's a good thing. You peep that Samaria.
Yeah, that's why. And that's why I was in the other Bible. I was trying to go back to the well and read that story real quick. Yeah, that's what he called me with my.
It's all good. It's all good. But notice, even in this Isaiah, even in this Romans 9 and Romans 10, we notice when Gentiles are brought up and Greeks, why does Paul keep going back to the law and the prophets?
It would make sense.
And every time we go back to the law and the prophets, he talking about Israelites. Those that were not a people are my people. You see? Those, what he say right there? But what he say? I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. We read Isaiah 7 and 8. Ephraim shall not be a people. Provoke them to jealousy. Right? So what is this jealousy and anger again? What? So we can get mad and see the white man in power and overthrow him? No.
People who ain't kept your way, broke away from your law, still got your favor.
Yeah.
That would piss you off.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, and that's also where you would see the prodigal son. The son that stayed there the whole time doing everything like he supposed to.
Yeah.
He was mad when the other son came out. We have to kill a fatted calf for this.
Yeah, he was mad because
he get the sickening ring.
That's the son that went off. We the son that stayed home. You dig?
Our brothers.
But guess what? He came on home and it was a big feast thrown for him.
And father welcomed him back.
The brother that stayed there was mad. And what you doing all that for him for? Like, boy, he was lost, now he found. What you mean?
That make all the sense in the world now.
You dig? That provoking ain't a provoking for you to take up arms against the white man and overthrow him. That provoking is for leadership in Judea to reconsider the law and the prophets and to accept Yahushua as Messiah, so they could receive the set apart spirit and the power of the Most High. So we can take our place back in this earth as a conquering nation, and then we can conquer our enemies. But you gotta accept Messiah. Makes sense, bro?
Hey, bro, so then when you get to that Corinthians 15, bro.
Yeah.
and you send him new bodies, he's arming up Israel to go to war.
That's right. You don't have to.
He raising up his people
Yeah.
to go to war. You getting your new body. You know what I'm saying? Getting out this flesh, you getting your power back. The sticks have been brought together, grafted is done. You see what I'm saying? Now it's time to raise up and let's go take this world back. I got my vesture. It's ready for the blood. What's good?
It's time to get it at that point. That's what
and you said this early starting off. It's about putting the prophecies in chronological order.
You got to put them in order.
Wow.
How's you doing any of that in the 12 tribes ain't gathered yet? So now you see why everybody ducking coming together. Ducking unification.
And if
you know what I'm saying? Now I don't deal with that Hebrew over there, bro. You in the way. I don't get put out the way. You in the way.
That's
over here tripping,
bro. You in the way.
You in the way. I most I gonna hit your top. You at least supposed to be coming back to the table and opening up these scriptures and rapping, right? Without hatred and malice in your heart, without tight lipping. Go talk to that brother and sister, man. I'll let them open the script up. That's the first process to uniting under Hamashiach Yahushua, man. That's what this is about. It ain't about nothing else. All right, so finish that off. All right. Finish that off.
I ran again. Boy, I'm all over the place.
Boy, we ain't read nothing about season them. This is what it is right here.
So we're at verse 9.
We in verse 20. Romans 10 and 20.
Oh, that's him over there.
Yeah. I was done with that.
Yeah, we were done with that. We're reading
Romans chapter 10 and verse 20. But Esaias is very bold and said, I was fond of them that sought me not. I was made manifest unto them that asked not after me.
Yeah, you feel me? Because your northern brothers, you feel me, your Israelite foreigners went off and wasn't even tripping off the Most High. But heard the message of Messiah, we with that. We with that. And the key to understanding what's being said is, again, just put it in its proper context. We either talking about Israel, the man, the land, all the people of Israel, or a specific group. Once we put it in that perspective, now we can read and say, oh, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. And now it can make sense. Without doing that, it's going to be way off for you. You ain't going to be able to catch it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Hebrew.
Verse 21.
Yeah.
But to Israel, he said, all day long have I stretched forth my hands unto a disobedient and gainsaying people.
Right. Before we go, I want to hit them many Jews believed again, because who are the disobedient Israelites he talking about? We have to be leadership, right? And to prove that, let's end the lesson with them 3 verses. Give me John 11 and 45. Give me John 12, 9 through 11. John 8, 30 through 32. All right. And then we'll get the next time we come back and do this. Let's give me John 11 and 45, John 12, 9 through 11, John 8, 30 to 32. All right, because we see Israel and disobedience. Right now, either he's talking about again all of Israel, the land of Israel, or the man Israel, or a specific people or group inside of Israel that was persecuting the gospel. Yeah, now it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Once you put it from that perspective, now you can navigate and say, oh, okay, I get that. That makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? Without that, you fall into that white evangelical, white supremacy Christianity. And then none of the Jews accepted Jesus. All that madness. Everybody love to say. But why are these scriptures what we about to read then? Right? A lot of the circumcision did accept them. Right? The leadership didn't. And Paul used to be a part of that fraternal brotherhood that didn't. He was hunting the brothers that followed Messiah. Saul, whose name was turned to Paul. Yeah.
He was on the helmet for real.
Yeah. All right, who got it? John 11 and 45 real quick.
Let me get it.
Yeah, get that one verse.
John 11 and 45.
Come on.
And many of the Jews which came to Miriam and had seen the things which Yahushua did, believed on him.
Many of the Jews believed on him. And these are Israelites or Judeans that live in the land. They are of the circumcision. They were following the laws. They was into the customs, the temple services, and everything. Many of them believed. Okay, so the disobedient Israel Paul talking about in Romans 10 is not them. Not the many. The leadership. Okay. And we're going to keep that in mind when we get into part 5, when we do Romans 11, about the branches that were broken off, but some of them remained. All right. We're going to get that. Our Lord Yah, who got most? I bless you, Prince. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. Give me John 12, 9 through 11.
I got
You got to go.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, go ahead. And then do John 8, 30, 32. We're going to end with that.
I was just doing that.
Our Lord Yah, I pray y'all getting some understanding. We ain't making none of this up. We letting Paul explain himself. All right? Let him explain himself. And through explaining himself, we getting some understanding. It's all about the tribe. You got to do prophecy in chronological order. Nothing in the New Testament is supposed to be thwarting prophecy in the Old Testament.
It can't.
It can't do it.
That's where you get the confusion.
Yeah. If you stick to that, then you'll be like, oh, okay. That's what that's about. Okay. What you say? What you say? Ak Ed serving with a sword. That's what it say. Ak. Yeah.
That's what it say.
That's what it say. Many of them believe.
All
Right. So the disobedient Israel he's talking about is not them. It's the leadership. In accordance with prophecy, Isaiah 28, 14 through 16. Hallelujah. All right, you got that, John 12?
Yep.
Let's read it again.
Much people of the Jews therefore knew that he was there, and they came not for Jesus, Yeshua's sake only, but they might see Lazarus also, whom he raised from the dead. But the chief priests consulted that they might put Lazarus also to death.
They wanted to put him back to death. Go ahead.
That's a cold game. That man just got
that's how much the chief priests, the leadership, hated the gospel. Right? This is the blind Israel that Paul was saying, I wish I could be cut off so y'all can make it. They are not all Israel who are of Israel. Who you think he's talking about?
Not a Gentile.
You dig?
Not the Gentile. They ain't making it out.
Yeah, who you think he's actually talking about? He's talking about his breed, what he used to be a part of. Like him used to be a Crip. And he came up out of that. And he united with Bloods and GDs and everybody.
Right.
Like, nah, man, that wave was off, man. We tripping. And I wish y'all could see what I could see. So we can unite.
And do it better.
Yeah.
All our streets are safe.
Yeah.
All our children good.
Yeah.
Everybody eats beef.
See, that's what that's about. And naturally, the cats that he used to be cripping with gonna be what? Mad at him and trying to kill him.
Because he went off.
All right, come on, now let's get it.
Verse 11. Because that by reason of him, many of the Jews went away and believed on Yeshua.
That's a many. So are the unbelieving and disobedient Israel that Paul talking about, is it them? It's not them. It's the chief priests and Pharisees. Yes, sister, STL means St. Louis. Last witness, John 8. We're going to pray out. John 8, 30 to 32.
John chapter 8, verse 30. As he spake these words, many believed on him.
Many believed on him. Come on.
Then said Yahushua to those Jews who believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples indeed.
So, said many believed in him. And he said to them, if you continue in my word, then you are my disciples. Indeed. All right, go ahead.
You want to, that was it? 30,
down 32.
Oh, 32, excuse me. And you shall know the truth.
And you shall know what?
The truth.
Come on.
And the truth shall make you free.
That's right. Truth gonna make you free, baby. Y'all read, navigate through these scriptures, man. It's all for you. You understand? All praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High, the uncreated possessor of all things. Long live his anointed, beloved Son in the hearts and minds of the faithful elect, man. We love all y'all in spirit and in truth, indeed and in truth. We even love those that hate. Love y'all too, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's our commandment. You understand? Ain't no fire, ain't no shots being fired and nothing. We love y'all. Right? We commanded to love the Most High and love his people. So if y'all got some understanding, go ahead and throw a 7 up in the chat. You dig? We're gonna get up, we're gonna pray on out this deal. You got a 7, you got another 7 out there, Corey.
I PC say he said.
Now, Lord, I'm glad everybody got some understanding. Thank y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support. It's gonna be a part 5. We got Romans 11 too. We got that breakdown. We got that breakdown though. I already got it jotted out. We just took our time and we got to slow roll this thing, man.
You want to go ahead, Edomite, speak on it?
Yeah, we can do it. We can do the Romans 11. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, we'll do it with that. It's all good. I'm glad all y'all got some understanding. Look at Akhead servants with a sword, all type of sevens up in that deal. Yeah, y'all, the Gentiles, the Greeks, the uncircumcision that Paul was sent to were actually scattered Israelites. All right, and this is part 4. Go back. If y'all need some understanding, go back to part 1.
I think this one hit real hard.
Hallelujah. We did part 1, 2, 3. This is 4.
The foundation, but this hit hard.
Hallelujah, bro.
It took whatever the Gentile mindset that you formerly had in that day, or just as of today, it removed it out and put all the players in play. You can't read this book and don't know who Pontius Pilate is.
Yeah.
This book will make no sense to you.
Yeah.
And if you ain't know the character of Jesus in this book, what we read on 161 would make no sense to you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you know who the Jews was, then when we read in that book with Jesus and Pontius, it would make no sense to you.
Right.
So when you know who the people are of the book, the players on the board, the game makes much sense.
Yeah, the book on Amazon is probably like $12 or $13. And y'all look, even this whole series, we've been going through the law showing you Israelites can be strangers, right? Leviticus 25 and 35, right? Exodus 2, 21 and 22. Went to Genesis 35, 10 and 11. Jacob, or Israel, the father of the 12 tribes of Israel, the Most High told him he will be an assembly of nations. And that word there is Gentile. Gentiles, goyim. You see? We went to the uncircumcision aspect. First Maccabees 1, 11 through 15. Jeremiah 9, 24 through 26. Israel is uncircumcised in heart. How is that? Because you're taking on customs of the heathens. So that's when you start becoming goyim or Gentiles or heathens. You see? We get all the way over to we didn't even hit Tobit yet. And show how you can, each tribe is his own nation, and you can't be intertribal hopping either. You know what I'm saying? But got all the way up to Romans, read Romans 9. Paul talking about how he loved Jacob and hate Esau. And then get down to verse 24, and our people forget.
And then one
we ain't got the Jew and the Gentile. Up, the white man right there. Hold on, the white man is up here in verse 13.
What about Timmy?
He said he hate him. You see what I'm saying? So then, as we kept reading, he quotes Hosea, chapter 2 and 23, right? Those my people who are not my people, right? I have mercy on them. Hosea 1, 10 through 11. Same thing. Word was said unto them, ye are not my people. There should be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. Who was the them? Verse 10 said the children of Israel. Then he quotes Isaiah, unless the Most High left us a remnant. Then he gets into the Gentiles or the Israelites who we just identified in a few verses earlier, right? Who obtained the law of righteousness through faith, even though they didn't follow after the works of the law, animal sacrificing and all that. But Israel, who believed not, followed after the law of righteousness, and they never caught up with it. Why? Because they didn't try to chase it by faith. No belief. So you got Israelite strangers or foreigners who start believing in Messiah. You understand? Who had attained into the law of righteousness, the uncircumcision.
Boy, I just seen some more prophecy out.
But then you had those who were circumcised who didn't have a faith in Yahushua, and they just was running around chasing their tail, because if you don't believe in Messiah, you would never achieve the law of righteousness. Right? So then he goes into chapter 10 and says, my heart and desire for Israel is that they might be saved. For I bear them record. What Israel is he talking about? The man, the land, all the people, or a specific group? It have to be a specific group, because we just ended and read many of the Judeans believed in it. It was the leadership, which would make sense because Paul was out that leadership and persecuted that way until he ran into Messiah on his road to Damascus, man. Bro, see?
Got son.
You ain't got son. You ain't lying.
Hey, bro. Hey, y'all. Check this out, y'all. Now, look. We read Romans 9, right? If y'all can hear me, let me get a 1. Y'all can hear me? All right, bro. So, look. We read that in Romans 9, right? And so, Mally was bringing up that point that it was the Pharisees who Paul was dealing with, right? So one of the precepts that Mally gave was Isaiah 28, 14 and 16.
Yeah.
We did that a disservice. I want y'all to write that precept down and go all the way back up. We read this all the time, but it just made more sense. Start at verse 9. I'm going to read that real quick. Isaiah 28:9. This is basically, remember, Mally laid it out, right? About how did you know Paul was talking about the Pharisees and all that and the scornful men and all that? And notice, we ran back to Isaiah a few times. So we can actually say that Isaiah knew something about what was going to happen. And we're reading it now, right? Look what it says at verse 9, dog. Read it, bro. Who shall teach knowledge? And whom shall make to understand doctrine? Ain't this what we all doing right here? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. We read this all the time, and watch this though. For precept must be upon precept. What we doing? We in Romans 9. He quoting Isaiah. Isaiah, all the way in the future, dealing with him. Yeah. Precept must be upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. I always seen this verse after that, and we were talking about the English language. No, bro, let this stick to prophecy and context. Why y'all don't think this Hebrew speaking Hebrew ain't referring to this prophecy dealing with Paul speaking Greek? And with a stammering lip and another tongue, when I speak to this people. So now I'm over here all the way in the future in Rome with Paul talking in that language to the Romans in Greek tongue, because we read what Hellenistic and Grecian mean. Wow, bro. Yeah, that's deep. So look, then we jump down just 2 verses and we had your precept. Yeah, the 14, but you scornful men that rule his people in Jerusalem. And what, bro? Paul and Isaiah was hollering at each other, dog, over phantoms of time. Yeah, because Isaiah lived 700 years before the Messiah was even born. Bruh, speaking through time, and they dancing this thing like it's a silhouette. My bad. I just got that. I just got that. My bad. Well, I mean, and it just jumped out to see what I get to that stammering lips. I said, yes, he knew he was gonna be in America. Speaking English. Right. I say that all the time. And we need to say context, like how Matty just said. And you can't even go off with that. He would be talking about Paul and what he would be doing in Rome in chapter 9. And Paul, with the gift that God gave him according to knowledge, right, would have got that signal and referred right back to him. Yeah. Because you know what? Same spirit. Same spirit, man. He would have got that. That's why he quoting. He quoting Isaiah, Hosea. Man, it's all about that. Was waiting for me. It's all about the gathering of the 12 tribes. Yeah, man. And that was powerful. Look, everybody else said that's cold. That's cold, man. I'm trying to told you. Yeah, I'm trying to told you. That's right. That's right. Top flight. All right, y'all. We got 4 more minutes. We might as well go ahead and get this 12-hour prayer off as well. It'll be 3rd hour in Jerusalem between 8 and 9 at midnight here in a few minutes. We got a few. I got a little cleanup, y'all. The third hour of the day was when disciples in Acts the 2nd chapter got hit with them fiery tongues. You dig? And everybody started hearing the wonderful works of the Messiah spoken in their own language. And everybody that was there was Israelites, devout men out of every nation under heaven. As it is written, it says. As it is written. That makes no sense now. Man, that makes no sense. Yeah, yes, sir. Look, we done read, man, I can't tell you time. Every Hebrew I know that be on teaching the word always go back to there to give us the foundation of how to teach knowledge and doctrine. We got to jump here, jump there. This should say what that say what that say. You know what I'm saying? We do it all the time. It never meant what it meant today till it meant to what it meant today. No doubt. That makes sense. And look, if y'all got any in-depth questions, look, this is something different. This is part 4. You dig? Going back to part 1, man. Take notes. We actually thoroughly went through this thing slowly.
You dig? I mean, just take your notes, get your highlighters out. Went over history, pulled definitions. We did all that. The Gentiles, the Gentiles, the uncircumcision, the Greeks that Paul was sent to were actually Israelites. Scattered remnants are called the uncircumcision of the southern and northern kingdom. You understand? Whose forefathers went off during the time of Alexander the Greek and became Greeks and forsook the covenant of the Most High, and it says in there, and became uncircumcised. Backed it up with Jeremiah 9:24-26. Same thing. Israel is uncircumcised in mind or heart. Why? Because you took on the customs of the surrounding. So these people didn't get these people and their children didn't go anywhere. Right? So what about them? They're uncircumcised Israelites. Yeah. So what about them? They would have to hear the message of Messiah too. You know what I'm saying?
Prophecy has to be fulfilled. They have to be hollered at too.
Yeah.
And that's why we say don't eat at the table of the devil and the table of the Lord. You got to come out and eat the Esau.
Hey, well, I hear you. You just say what we said is false, but your name is God, G-O-D. The hell off my live chat. That's probably a heathen. I don't like that, dude. Your worst nightmares come true, heathen. It's over for thou. It's what it is.
Put him on the block.
You know what I'm saying? It's over for thou. It's like I can block myself.
Go ahead and block me. Well, you can unblock yourself.
Yeah, so all praise. All right, it's about 12 o'clock, man. Let's get this prayer off and do our thing. Yeah, eventually, bro. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's 3.5 hours, so we're going to go ahead and get this off, get her done. All right, all praises, glory now to the Most High. We're gonna get Yahweh's prayer off in the Hebrew, and then we're going to go ahead and shut it on down. Thank y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support. I pray y'all got some understanding. You feel me? Pray y'all got some understanding. It's an Israelite life. It's all about the 12 tribes being gathered. And once the 12 tribes are gathered, the remnants of the nations that are round about will be our slaves and servants in the kingdom. Thus saith the Holy Bible, Amos 9:11-12, Revelation 2:25-27, Isaiah 14, Isaiah 14, 1-6, Isaiah 60:12-24. It's so many of them. There's so many. Zechariah 8:20-23, Zechariah 14 and 12 on down to 21. You ain't no getting around it. It ain't no getting around it. And the names on the gates of the New Jerusalem, there are not heathens. There are the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. So if you don't like it, take it up with the Most High. But we've been in the scripture the whole time. And if you think you can debunk it, just, thoroughly do you a series and take each verse we did and break it down how it's supposed to be broken down.
And add the white man.
Yeah, and add Julius Caesar to it.
And Hitler.
Yeah, and Hitler, Adolf Hitler, and Vladimir Putin. All right, y'all. Yahweh's prayer as instructed by the high priest and king over the order of Melchizedek. His disciples asked him how to pray, teach us how to pray. This is what he told them. All right, in Hebrew. Abinu, Shabbat Shemayim, Yid Kadesh, Shimka, Tabo, Malkuteka, Yease, Ratzonka, Kabashamayim, Cain, Baaretz, Etlakem, Kukenu, Tain Lanu, Hayom, Uslak Lanu, All, Kataenu, Kamo, Shel Sokim, Gam, Anaknu, Lakotin, Lanu, Wa'al, Tabienu, Lide, Nisayon, Ki, In, Kaltsenu, Minhara, Kilaka, Hamamlaka, Wahagbura, Wahativaret, Laome, Olami, Amen. Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. That's right. All praise to the Most High. Long live his anointed beloved Son. thank y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support. I pray y'all got some understanding. Y'all, if y'all got emails or questions or whatever, the email link is in the chat. If you want to donate, the PayPal link is in the chat. Also, the P.O. box if y'all been sending any type of money orders or whatever. All praises, glory, and honor. Thank y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support. You got something up?
No, and tell them if they want to be added to the list. You know what I'm saying? We growing again. Like I said, we trying to connect with all our people all over. So if they want to just email, they contact, they email, and they phone number to the email address, and you can forward it to me.
Okay, yeah. And y'all just, if y'all want to be added to the assembly's contact list, Nehemiah is our minister of information. Yeah, she say list. Yeah, our contact list. Nehemiah is our minister of information. You will literally get between 50 to 100 text messages or emails a day, keeping everybody up on, keeping every, well, not literally, but you know, you get a lot, keeping you up on
what's going on,
the latest going on in the news, prophecy, you know, job leads, whatever needs to be going on. So if that's what it is, go ahead and just drop your contact information in my email, and I will make sure I forward it right to him, and he'll have it. All right. So all praises, all glory, all honor to the Most High. Long live the King of Kings.
Long live the King.
Wait, who do I email? It's in the description box. It's the Bina Beef Yahoo Yahuda Yashar. Look in our description box. My email is on there. Our P.O. box is on there. Our PayPal link is on there. All that's on there. You understand? Every way to get in contact with us or to donate, support us, and we appreciate y'all for y'all prayers and y'all support to keep us going.
That's right.
So all praises, all glory, all honor. I pray y'all were edified and the Most High was glorified. Until the next time. Yahoo.
Yahoo. Excellent, boy.